Videogames.
I got that.
Now we're on
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gelato Beach Podcast. This week we're going to be talking about movies based on video games and video games based on movies and television shows. But before that, let's introduce our newest addition to the podcast crew. This is...
I'm Marcus. I'm 24. Top 3 games: Doom Eternal, Rainbow Six Siege, and Smite. I mostly play our Lord and Savior Tachanka in Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't play esports, so.
I mean,
Nice.
you're very like casual. Like
I'm a
that,
casual
you know?
gamer. I just play for fun and to get the anger out.
Plays Doom.
Yeah, I do play a lot of Doom.
I'm not
And
sure.
of course, like usual,
Emmanuel right here.
Nathan.
Avery.
And,
Okay.
yeah. Before we get into our big topic tonight, there's actually some news to talk about this week. Big shocker. Big shocker.
Oh, wow.
I know, there's a lot of news,
It's-
actually.
wow.
I got
It's
news
so
I
long.
can talk about.
Really?
Fighting games.
I must.
So before anything, we didn't stream last week, so we kind of didn't talk about the Guilty Gear Strive beta, and that was the big thing. But that has now come and gone, and I gotta say, I had a lot of fun with that. What do you think? How'd you like it, Evan?
Yeah,
you have played it more than I did.
Yeah, I think I definitely played the most of it because I was the only person who had access to a PlayStation over the duration of the Guilty Gear Strive beta. So I spent a lot of time with the game and played a lot of the ranked mode. And so I have a lot of good things to say, but I feel like I also have an equal amount of like criticisms to give the game. And a lot of that, inside the actual game, I have very little criticism, but everything outside of actually playing the game was very ass. So, like, for example, being in the lobby system was horrid. Like, walking around and trying to, like, find games with people. Like, I would go up and challenge someone, and I would literally be waiting for, like, a minute or more to just, like, it'll, like, just saying, like, syncing. And then I would just sit there and, like, you just wait for, like, a minute. And it could be, like, anywhere from, like, 15 seconds to a minute or more, and it was just every single game, and it took forever. And they have this like weird like tower system. I kind of like the tower system.
I think the tower system is a really cool idea, but I think there should also be like a more regular ranked system to go along with it a little bit. Because just the tower, with that too, yeah.
Like having to run around and like literally challenge like other people's little figurines that I see running around is really weird. But
I also think pixel art's a really weird way for them to do the lobby when they've been doing the like 3D chibi model lobbies for so long. And that's
their other lobbies would have been perfect, yeah, or like their other methods of ranked. But yeah, in terms of the game itself, the game was really fun. I think they need some balance changes. Potemkin was crazy. Potemkin was literally the most broken character. Like, he was an SSS, like double S plus.
Remember the big buff man I showed you who grabbed and did 75?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a thing.
He needs a little bit of fixing. Also, buff my man Chip, bro. He got tiny hoe.
He got no health. Yeah, and I mean, they've discovered infinites on 3 characters now. They're like game-breaking mechanics in place.
Yeah, so a little bug tweaking here and there, and it's a very fun game. I would say everyone who's played it had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely Guilty Gear, you know, like it has the spirit of Guilty Gear, but it's not like any of the previous Guilty Gears. Like they changed air dashing, they changed the way that target combos work, and like changing Gatling combos has like such wide-reaching effects to the rest of the game. To where like you can anti-air someone, but you can't like get a combo off of it now because of how the Gatling, like you can't Gatling off of your anti-air. So there's just like a lot of really weird changes they made, but it is still super fun, and I think anyone can pick this game up. It's super easy for like beginners to get into. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say I had a lot of fun with it. As someone who hasn't played much fighting games at all, and even Guilty Gear, like it's super easy to get into.
And Guilty
Kinda
Gear is
the
like
Smash, too.
considered to be one of like the more complicated fighting series.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Under Night, but it's up there for sure.
Yeah, like a lot of
Do you
people
have
are like,
PS4?
oh, my reactions are like not good enough to play Guilty Gear. I just like play Street Fighter or whatever. But like like it is still complicated, but it lends itself to like new players.
I liked playing it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't
really
like
fun.
playing a
Casual.
whole lot of fighting games. Like you
No.
basically just like Smash, but
And I like Smash, Third Strike, and this. And
Have you
that's
played
it.
Tekken with us?
I haven't played Tekken
You
yet.
should
That's a
come
good
play
point.
Tekken. You need to play
Tekken's
Tekken.
really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, they had like a Japanese games conference, and they just announced there's gonna be new. They teased the new Tekken character. It's like the Prime Minister of Poland or something.
I like that.
Yeah,
So
so
weird.
it's kind
Um,
of weird.
I don't know. I had a ton of fun with the Guilty Gear beta. I think I clicked with every single character, and I loved how different every character felt. Like, people were complaining that, oh, it's a small roster, and dashes don't feel the same as in previous games.
Dashes do feel like very
But
different,
the
but I
thing
don't think
is,
they're
dashes
bad.
feel really different from character to character, which was something I noticed. Was like when you air dash with Milia, she falls like a rock. Like, she goes forward her set amount and then goes like straight down. But May, like, for instance, maintains momentum when you dash and continues diagonally forward.
It's like
I like those character to character minor differences.
Yeah,
I think
in
that's
this
cool.
game, the characters when they do their air dash, they jump up and they actually stand on a platform that they like put in air. Like, you can see when characters air dash, they like summon a little circle behind them that they actually jump off of. So as a result, it feels like you were jumping up, then landing on a platform and like projecting yourself forward. And then after you do that, you like drop like a rock. Like most characters, their air dash arc looks like this. Like as soon as they finish their air dash, they just go straight down. And like
But
it
there's
felt
also,
like
like,
a lot of the
minor
characters,
differences.
yeah, but a lot of the characters overall felt like that. Whereas in like Exard, which is the previous
They
entry
all
in the series,
maintain
they
momentum.
all maintain momentum. Like on Milia in this game, like if you did your like you have 2 air dashes on Milia.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
Either 2 air dashes or 3 jumps.
right. So in this game, you have like jump, pause, air dash, pause, air dash. But in that game, you could just go like immediately because there was no you could like maintain momentum and you didn't have to stop before your air dash. And so it changes the pace of gameplay, but I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I liked it. The only person that I've seen with really negative things to say about the game, like within the community, is Leon Massey.
I watched this video.
Yeah, and
He
he's.
said
I
he
feel like
hated
he's
the
just an
air dashes.
Exard like diehard.
But
and I respect
then again,
it.
like he said even in his video that he very casually enjoys these games. So it's not like this is just his personal opinion and how he feels about it. He really liked Exard, and the things he liked about it are not present in the next entry. So that's just how he feels. But
No, yeah, totally.
It's totally up to personal preference, and I think the majority overwhelmingly really enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we feel about Guilty Gear Strive. Anything
When that comes
else?
out, that's the one.
Any other news?
Well, we also missed a Nintendo Direct last week, so let's talk about that.
Well, we didn't
briefly.
miss anything.
We didn't.
anything,
Yeah.
really.
Well, we didn't. We haven't talked about it. Is what I mean.
A lot of people were like, I think no, it wasn't Donkey. Donkey was one of the people who was like, he wasn't
No,
like
he didn't
feeling
like
it.
it.
But like some people were like, oh, this direct was awesome. Like I saw on Instagram, like some people, but like what was there
good?
even?
I mean,
Like,
the only thing that I can imagine was Splatoon 3.
Splatoon was cool. Yeah, and
Being really good.
And I'm just a shill for
There wasn't
Zelda
much about it,
series,
though.
so I'll probably buy that.
I am
remake.
not excited for it.
I'm
Because
not
this is
excited
the
for it.
laziest
It is lazy.
remaster or
I
re-release that
agree.
they've done.
That's why I
Like,
prefaced it with
by
I
far.
am absolutely a shill.
I'm not a Nintendo player.
Did you see it, the direct
Mario
event?
Tennis.
I know. No, not Mario Golf.
Mario
Golf.
You got the sport
Mario-
wrong.
Excuse you.
No,
I mean,
I gotta
golf,
say, I gotta
golf.
say, I do have to say, Mario Golf. At
I got
first,
Mario Tennis
I
in my
just
mind.
texted you guys. I was like, I need more first-party content because there had been nothing yet. And then as soon as I texted it, that showed up, and I was like,
I mean,
my
that-
heart sunk.
That just
But-
shows how boring it is, by the way. I got the sport wrong.
Right.
It's still such a boring,
But
news.
I gotta say, the multiplayer part where it's like where you're
You're running around. That seems fun.
that looks pretty fun.
Tennis.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of upset
Golf.
that they had.
Too.
I think his name's Eiji Aonuma,
Yeah.
like the Zelda director.
yeah.
He came out specifically to be like, "Yeah, we don't have anything to
That
say
was
about
such a, like,
Breath of the Wild
easy-
2. Yeah, we got no news for that.
news.
But here's
Like-
this other lazy remaster.
See, I didn't mind when he came out. I was like, okay, I understand that.
I
and
like
I'm
that
happy.
he said he was like, development was proceeding normally
Yeah.
and smoothly. That's cool.
I'm happy they
But
said that.
I'm
But
kind of like, if you're bringing him out for this,
do something.
why don't you just wait until you have something
It
to
was
say
such
about
a
it? Why
big,
come
like,
out to say
cuck move.
we don't have anything?
Like, here's Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the game that you've all been waiting for to come out,
Nothing new.
and he shows up, and
Nothing
you're like,
new.
no way, and then he's like, get baited, lol.
Right.
Like,
And then-
get fucked, kid.
And then like Skyward Sword HD, that's fine, and everyone it was leaked like years ago anyway. Everyone expected it. It wasn't a surprise. I'm happy for it, quite frankly. Like I've never played the game, but I want to. However, it is $60. The visual improvements not that much.
Negligible.
The actual there's nothing
No
new
added
in it that we
content.
know of at least yet.
You know what the big added content is? You can play it with a controller. You don't have to swing your arm
Which
around
is
anymore.
good, but
Ooh.
and then also
stuff.
that
Yeah.
was that was the one thing. It wasn't like they announced okay, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker all coming to Switch. No, it was just Skyward Sword, which
Yeah.
is annoying.
Yeah.
Also, I'm
Especially
not
since
gonna
it's-
lie, I don't really care for the visual design of Skyward Sword all that much.
Yeah.
I find that the textures look kind of muddy and the colors bleed too much, and I especially think the bokoblins look disgusting. I don't like how they look at all.
Colors do bleed a lot.
It just doesn't look very clean compared to like other Zelda games. Like Wind Waker, I still think looks absolutely.
The HD remake made the game look so much better. The original looked fine, but the remake is just fucking beautiful.
Oh, it looks great.
They should have taken honestly notes from I think it was the PlayStation State of Play, like conference that they held, because they announced some really cool things, and one of the like the main ones that I remembered is that they are not only are they releasing DLC for the Final Fantasy VII remake, but they are doing this thing where basically all the mainline Final Fantasy games, they are doing full like HD remakes in the original style.
Nice.
And they're all coming out on like mobile, I think.
So
kind of
like
to be like an episodic installment.
In the original style, you mean kind of like the way they did the Super Mario 64 like HD re-release, where it's just resolution up, texture scaled up.
So it's actually they're remaking all. So like the original, you guys have seen like video of the original Final Fantasy VII, right? Like the top down,
and they're like
the polygon,
really interesting.
So they are redoing the character models. But they're still doing the backgrounds in that like stylistic, like flat PNGs that they like walk around on. But it looks really good. And then the combat actually takes a place in the style of the Final Fantasy VII remake. So like once you go into combat, instead of the old school like turn-based style,
your party enemy.
It like goes into like HD mode where you have like these high resolution textures of like the characters from the remake, and they have like this weird combat system that I didn't really reveal a bunch of information about. But like, you know, if Nintendo had done some shit like that with like all of the old line Zelda games, if we had gotten like Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword and like other cooler Zelda games that people like a lot more.
I'm not trying to shit on Nintendo or anything, but like they're just not doing much.
They're kind of lazy.
And even in the direct,
it's just like an all-around thing right now.
Yeah, but like you just said, PlayStation's doing all that.
It's really unfortunate too, because we saw what happened for Mario's anniversary.
They didn't even. Okay, dude.
It wasn't even that big of a deal.
The thing is,
you got the 3
thing
games
is,
at least.
I can understand that last year they didn't mention like Earthbound's 25th anniversary.
Sure.
Who cares about Earthbound? Me and not that many other people.
Sure.
But Zelda?
Zelda's 35th
Zelda?
anniversary.
They didn't do anything
this year, and it was actually like the day. It was like a couple days before the direct, like the actual day of the 35th anniversary.
They posted UFO job seeker man.
Yeah,
It was
they
like,
literally
what?
do not give a shit about the 35th
It was
anniversary.
scrolling through the comments of that though. Were so funny because every single comment was, "Where's Zelda? Where's Zelda? You fucking
like,
assholes! Where's Zelda?"
Anniversary, like,
I don't understand.
It wasn't a single comment that was like, "Yeah, UFO."
It's Donkey Kong's anniversry this year too.
There's so many like anniversaries
there's
this
lots.
year.
They just don't care.
Apparently not.
Yeah. You know what I did look in the direct?
What?
That dodgeball game.
The dodgeball game looked
I'm kind of excited for the dodgeball.
Dodgeball looked really fun, actually.
It was a Knockout City.
Yeah.
It's basically like 2 teams of 3 in this big city that they're just playing
sure it's
dodgeball
just 2
in
or
a
is it-
huge. They said it was team versus team.
Oh, I thought it was like Battle
Like
Royale
hide and go
style.
seek.
No, I don't think so. No, it's a huge city and you're just playing dodgeball with
Yeah,
another
it's
team
like,
of 3.
team deathmatch.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And you
So
like
it
throw
was
the
kinda on
ball
board with
around,
it.
and there's like abilities and stuff.
You can like have a guy curl himself up into a ball and then you throw
one guy
him and he
beat
does a big
dodgeball.
shockwave.
It just sounds like how they played dodgeball in Japan.
It looks pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
Is it like a top-down view?
It's third person.
Third person, like, behind the shoulder.
That sounds wonderful.
What else?
cool.
But like
Any other news?
for the Nintendo Direct though, that was like it. And then Splatoon 3,
was cool.
I like.
They announced a lot of
I'm-
JRPG things
I know.
that
Yeah.
I didn't care
Tons.
at all
I was just
about.
like Bravely Default. I love that. I love the name of that series, Bravely Default, because it looks boring as hell. So the name is apt. It's just perfect. Like super
The
default.
visuals look really pretty. Like I
And
was
then-
looking at it, I'm like,
dude-
this looks really pretty, and then it just is like, oh.
People were so excited too for like, oh my god, it's gonna be Octopath Traveler 2, and then it's like triangle strategy.
Oh, yeah,
What are you
and there was,
talking
like,
about? What is
Salt
that?
Iron game.
Oh,
Like the Salt Iron one was funny
What
as
was the
shit.
Salt
It was
Iron
like
one?
it's like these ancient gods fought a war over iron and
Oh
salt.
right,
It's
that one.
like coming to Nintendo Switch, Salt Iron. It's like wow. How
And then they had like,
fucking boring.
Yeah.
here's Secrets of Mana from 1993 again
And
on
Secret Man is
Switch.
just dope, but like
It looked
still.
pretty, but
It
it's
looked
like,
cool,
oh,
but
I
it's
thought
just
that
like-
already happened.
This is like the JRPG Direct.
What are you doing?
I know. And then again, I kind of want to talk about Splatoon 3 though. Like I saw it, and I was like, this looks whatever this is going to be. It looks crazy. And then
I'm hyped for it. I'm definitely gonna get it. And I think it's interesting because Nintendo considers their big four titles is Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, and Animal Crossing. Yeah. They don't even count like Pokemon as their big.
Well, because
Pokemon's
not technically
it's not technically
Nintendo.
them. I get that, but still,
it's ridiculous.
It's
like,
Pokemon.
Like, yeah, that's not one of our
company.
big four.
Yeah.
They don't count Pokemon as one of their big ones.
No,
even though it's the biggest franchise, media franchise in the
Yeah,
world.
I know.
Pokemon is split between like three things. It's Nintendo, it's Game Freak, and it's the Pokemon Company. So it's kind of weird. But
that's a great segue
into
the Pokemon Direct that happened.
Which actually
was actually
pretty good.
Dude, we've been doing nothing but shitting on Pokemon for like a year and a half at this point.
And
like
now,
since Sword Shield came out, we've been doing nothing but saying, yeah, we hate Pokemon now. Pokemon sucks. They need to do better. And they're actually doing it.
It looks okay. So have you seen it, Emmanuel?
I think I've seen like a couple of clips of it.
There's the Diamond. There's the original Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Those are pretty divisive, actually.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about that though. Like Among Us,
like
though.
That's remember what I've been talking
Just said
about.
Among Us.
Because what I saw was like it was always like third person, but it looked like a 3D. Like
There are two big games they announced.
Okay.
The first one is the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which are essentially, if you saw Link's Awakening, when that came out a couple years ago, where it's this toy box, like every character and model looks like a toy box character, like they a little plastic toy. It looks great in Link Breath of the Wild. Wow, what am I saying? Link's Awakening.
Or Breath of the Wild. Link's Awakening. You got me.
We're
I
confused.
think you guys have seen the
but
Zelda
It's Link.
games.
It is
There are
Link.
2 Pokemon games that look like Zelda games.
yeah, I mean, so there's the one that looks like Link's Awakening. That's the 1-for-1 Diamond Pearl remakes, and I'm hoping that they show, there's extra content, but it also does all the things in the same vein as the original.
There's possibly platinum content in them.
I love that.
So,
Platinum was one of the best.
My favorite.
So
yes.
good. But people are really divided about it because they're like, well, why didn't they just do the Sword and Shield style? That looks so good. It didn't. Sword and Shield looked like garbage.
Sword and Shield.
It had poopy little trees and dog shit animation.
Oh, it looks so gross.
I would much rather have this where they don't have to put as much effort into the overworld and they can actually focus on fleshing out the game. Hopefully,
I understand a little bit why people like the chibi models do look a little. There's something
they
a little
look funny.
off,
I like them. They're literally 1-for-1,
which
the
I
original
love.
sprites.
Which I love.
Which,
I'm very happy for.
On the
that.
sprites, yeah, it does look kind of goofy that their arms and their legs are half their body and their head's half their body.
Most of the model, but the arms are so bad.
I know, the arms.
I don't mind
them.
them. I don't mind them at all.
If they had
big
just like little hands, I don't know. But I am like, so yes, it looks good, but I still overall there's a few things with it. And we were talking about it. Kind of looks like a GameCube game.
Yeah.
Like the textures and overworld
I
looks
think
very
if they
dark.
tweak
very
the
strange.
textures and the vibrancy,
Yeah.
I'm totally
No,
on board. I think it
absolutely.
looks great.
The one problem I have is guess what they're doing
Its
again?
voice privacy
Shut the
contents
fuck
have
up.
been updated.
Nice.
Why did it
Nice.
do that? No one pressed it.
She wants to interject.
Be in the post.
You said something wrong.
I didn't.
The Pokemon models are yet again the same, unfortunately.
They're just
The thing is,
recycling. They've been
I'm not
doing
going to
it.
complain about that. I don't really care all that much.
I just
mean,
wish.
if they could just do, because if they do animations, if
I
they
know.
animate them,
No, it's the same again.
I know.
From what I've at least, and then, but I mean, again, otherwise the remakes look really good. They look. I mean, Diamond Pearl are great.
Sinnoh content is
Sinnoh
finally
content
here,
is good.
and it's great.
We got 2 games.
The other one is Breath of the Wild, but Pokemon in feudal Japan.
Hopefully, we cross our fingers that
It looks kind of crazy.
People
It's like
were,
full open world. You run around as like this ninja-looking Pokemon trainer with like these old-fashioned, made out of wood Pokeballs that shoot steam out when you catch the Pokemon.
Yeah.
There's just Pokemon in the
You
overworld.
have
You
a dodge
dive
roll.
roll
You
and
have
you
a dive
throw and
roll.
like
Which
it looks
implies
kind of
that
cool.
Pokemon are
You're
gonna
just
be
gonna
beating the
beat
fuck
the
out
shit
of
out of
you.
you.
Nice.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, it again.
I will say, even in that trailer, frame rates were really bad. Frame rates
horrendous.
were terrible.
Yeah.
Pokemon Company cannot optimize for shit.
Like it was like the Pokemon were stuttering at like 15 frames a second.
It's like, what are you doing? There's 2 Pokemon on screen and 3 patches of grass, and they can't move.
But I mean, otherwise, the idea is there. Hopefully, like again, it looks like a GameCube game though. Like it was really dark and it was really empty. Hopefully, because they said 2022 for that.
They've got some time to fix it.
Hopefully, they have some time to work on it because I think
more frames in it.
Yeah,
put some more frames in there. Because I think given some time, that could be something
that could be really cool. And then, of course, there's putting both of those games to shame. New Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, I knew that was
Looks
going.
really
Which
good.
looks the best of the 3.
It's literally you're on wheels taking pictures of Pokemon just doing their thing.
That's it. That's
And
the
it
whole
looks
game.
a
Just
million
pictures
times
of
better.
Pokemon.
That sounds creepy.
You watch Venusaur jump off of a rock and
I
make a
love
big
that
splash.
clip.
Nice!
I've watched that clip 100 times.
Venusaur, no, you're gonna drown!
But I was pleasantly surprised. Pokemon Direct was pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't expect
Could've
Sinnoh
been worse.
Remakes to be especially like that at all. And then they come out and surprise us in the Breath of the Wild Pokemon. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
I'm
good.
all right with it.
I'm happy.
And then we also got that new character reveal for Smash.
Oh, right.
yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we
we all forgot
glossed
about it.
over
Yeah.
that.
Anime Sword Fighter number 26.
But it's two of them in one.
It's 2 girls
We get,
and 1
we get
character
2 anime sword fighters for the price of 1.
with jiggle physics.
They okay.
Titty
There's
physics.
they can't do it more. They
We're
can't.
talking about Smash, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. If Bayonetta's in the game,
Bayonetta's in
if
it.
Bayonetta's in the game, I want Dante.
Dante.
They know and they won't give you.
I want Dante.
We're all screaming for all these really good characters.
Give us
and they
Crash,
just,
give
like,
us Dante, give us
Like, here's
anything.
like
Google
any
woman that
Virgil.
No one cares about.
Like Crash.
Monster number 3. I don't know. Like.
It's, yeah.
It's just
Like,
and
the
it's
thing is,
Xenoblade.
Their
too.
movesets don't even look bad, but I just don't care. Like, I'm probably going to play them and say, this is a
But-
fun character to play, but I don't like them as a
Even
character.
besides that, the reveal trailer was horrendous.
That was, like,
it was
awful.
in-game Xenoblade footage, and it looked like they were going to announce DLC.
So the last one was Sephiroth, right?
Before
this was
And
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth
Yeah.
got, like, the craziest trailer of
good.
all
It was
time.
sick.
Yeah, I know. You
It
showed
was
it
so
to me. I was like,
cool.
oh my god! Like
This-
I know who this
This
person
one
is.
was, like,
This-
in-game footage
This
from
didn't even
the
get like
first
a
game.
cutscene like that. It was in-game Xenoblade footage of the guy like running around.
And he's just saying,
like,
"Oh, I can't find Mithra and Pyra. Where have they gone?" And everyone's like, "I don't know. Maybe I don't know where they went."
Sephiroth stabbed Mario.
yeah, exactly,
You're
exactly.
giving me anime girls.
Oh.
I don't play the game. I just like the characters.
The first note of Sephiroth's theme was more hype than the entire Mithra.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
first
yeah.
boom, boom. Like,
boom,
that was more
boom.
hype than the entire Mithra trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
It's unfortunate.
And then I saw like you see Final Destination, you're like, no,
Yeah, no, I was so, my heart dropped because I was
It's
like, oh,
it's
Xenoblade
DLC fine.
And then I
it's
saw the texture on top of FD, and I was like, no.
And she says, "I'm sorry, Rex, but I've been invited into Smash. I'm on Smash Bros." It's literally how it went. Just like that.
Oh
Shit
man.
ever, yeah. Who cares?
But
Despicable.
Another character
There's-
that no one cares about.
There was one other thing I wanted to bring up. And that's that a lot of content creators, specifically in the Smash community right now, are making character guides for their mains. Like, I know MKLeo just released a Joker character guide, which is kind of big
Really?
deal because he doesn't really make content most of the time anyway. And now he's like released a full guide on the best player's best character who's won like every major tournament ever. I know Tweak has done Diddy Kong guides at this point that have been kind of big. What are your guys' thoughts on pro players doing big guides? Like, do you think it's
I think it's neat.
a good deal?
I think it's fine.
I
It's
think we
Russ-
need it. I mean, it's hard to say right now though, because like, would he still be the best character if we still had tournaments?
Well, he hasn't. I feel like he hasn't really played Joker in like a year at this
I'm
point.
It's like
Well, the thing is,
Joker
like-
Online sucks.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. With that being said, like you mean like giving away their strategies? In a
Yeah,
sense?
I mean, do you think it really helps out, or do you think like
I think it on one hand kind of a little bit, but on the other hand, I think it ultimately like you can look at all these guides in the world. You could say, oh, I gotta do the side B, I gotta do the up B here.
yeah,
But it doesn't. You just have to play the
I mean,
game.
the Smash scene is kind of stagnant. It's kind of
Yeah.
frozen in time. It's
Yeah.
like the Fallout 4 of like fighting games because like we're in a time capsule because we can't play that shit online because it's
Yeah.
garbage. So it's like the only way we could play that game was in person, which everyone plays that game, so it's not hard to find like in-person matches. But now we can't do it in person, so it's just like
yeah.
we're locked, time locked.
I remember some news. Apparently, speaking of Bethesda games, a image of their new space game leaked.
Oh, what is that? Like Star Citizen? or
No, not
something?
StarCraft. That's
Citizen.
an actual. No, it's not Star Citizen. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
I heard so much Star Fox.
Star. I want to say Craft. It's not
Starfield?
Star. No,
Star-
I don't know.
Stardew
Anyway,
Valley.
an image leaked, and like everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is insane. This is crazy." I saw it. It's just a bunch of rocks. It's just a bunch of
Yeah!
it's a bunch of rocks in a little creek.
I mean,
And
at
there's,
this
like-
point, there's like people out there where like they see Bethesda take a shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, this is so
Oh,
gross.
Yeah,
that was
Skyrim
Fallout
runs
76.
It is Starfield.
Yo.
Starfield?
Starfield.
Dude,
Starfield.
it lives it.
Garfield.
That video of I don't know. I think it was that. You know who it was? It was that one animator who did all the TF2 ones. El Toro 64.
Oh yes.
Did the
The
76.
Fallout 76 game.
He walks outside and there's just like
Just like you look around and there's just like insanity.
That shit was so
God,
funny.
Fallout
Oh,
76.
dude.
I know I read something like a few days ago. Whoever does Anthem is completely scrapping it.
Yeah,
now.
I heard they
stopped
canceled
it.
the Anthem reboot.
Yeah, it's not even a reboot. Like, they were just restructuring the game. They're stopping now. They're like Mass Effect and the other game that they
is
make.
Activision or
It's
EA?
BioWare.
BioWare. Thank you,
Under
BioWare.
under
they're just
EA.
they want to focus on two of their biggest games. Like Anthem,
Yeah.
like they're turning off the servers.
I
That's
remember.
unfortunate. 'Cause
I
that
remember
game
this-
did
the
not have a
hype.
lifelong.
Well,
life
okay,
It came out. and
I
moved.
still play it, sadly, and they actually added a lot of content to it, and they were but they weren't doing it. They weren't doing enough in the time that they were.
It should have already been done,
Yeah.
really.
Exactly. Well, they launched the game and it was like, this sucks.
This is butt
Right.
cheeks. Yeah, I bought it. I played like a bunch of it at the start. And I was like, this game's just butt cheeks.
I
Like,
mean,
there's no
it
content.
was fun for a time. Like once you got
When
like
Destiny came
every
out.
single different suit up. Like once you got all the best gear, it was like
Right.
this game's not fun anymore.
My Marcus, are you just talking about when Destiny initially launched?
You made me buy that game.
I didn't make you do anything. Eric made you buy it,
Oh, that's
and I
true.
also bought it.
That game was fun. It was fun.
It's still fun.
Do you
It's
guys
just
still play Destiny 2?
I go through like 2-week intervals of playing non-stop and then not playing it for 3 months.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it.
It's 100 gigs.
It's 100 gigs.
It's so large.
Like,
Are you serious?
No. That's nothing. You guys know what Ark is, right?
Ark Survival Evolved, yeah.
That game, you want, it almost has filled up my entire 1 terabyte hard drive.
How?
The updates literally are like go
Oh.
from 10 to 75 gig updates.
Yeah. It sounds like Modern Warfare right now too. I mean, it's like the same
Modern
thing.
Warfare, you can't fit that on a regular PlayStation, like a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
can't
it- 'cause
fit
it has,
the game?
It has 500 gigs of storage, and Modern Warfare is bigger than that.
Why?
Yeah.
So
How?
you literally
Why?
have to have
And
an
let's not
extended
forget,
storage device.
Every single update
Let's
is
all
at
remember that
least
Valheim was
40
only 1
gigabytes.
gigabyte.
Is it
Every
really?
single update
Yeah.
is at
Oh.
least 40 gigabytes. It's
I saw
insane.
something really
for
funny.
that shit.
Yeah.
So apparently in Valheim there's a glitch they need to keep in, where
They need to keep it?
They need to keep this glitch because it's really funny.
Okay.
So if you leave your ship just like there,
Yeah.
and a bird flies down and lands on it, when the bird flies away, your ship goes with it.
You're afraid now.
I've played a ton of I've played a ton of Valheim. I've played something like 50 hours into it just like this week. And I have like a dock full of like a bunch of boats. And I'm just thinking about
I'm serious.
Now, what happens if you're on the ship?
Don't know.
fly away with
But
it.
it's not like it goes up, because that's what I thought. Like,
Right,
I
it
thought
goes-
it just went up. If the bird goes this way, the ship is going that way.
The bird.
It's just the like
The bird. Part
well,
of the
no,
bird.
like I love those kinds of glitches where like in Sea of Thieves, the sword dash, that was
Oh,
a glitch,
yeah,
and they just kept it in. I want them to keep the flying
Right,
ship
that would
because
be-
now it's like Viking air battles.
The birds are so like dumb in Valheim, like because the birds, I don't know, some way they're coded. They'll be sitting on the ground. If you walk up to them, it scares them, and they just go like right into the ground. They literally just burrow into the ground. And I remember like I was like digging some crops up, where I was planting some crops, and then like all of a sudden, just out of the ground, like a bird just flies right in my face, and like it scares the shit out of me every time. And they do it all the time because for some reason they are just hard coded to fly straight into the ground.
Nice.
I mean, it's pre-release. It's out.
It is,
It's
and
alpha.
for what it is, it's
It's
pretty
pretty
good.
good. Like,
There was
It
another
really
game we
is
played
Probably
by
better than
the,
Ark.
by the creators of that game, right?
Actually, Avery and I talked about it. It's not the same developers. It's the same,
Same
publisher.
publisher. So on Steam, like there's the publisher thing. You click on it. It is the same. It's Coffee Stain Studios.
what
but
other
the developers
things they
are-
publish?
They had Deep Rock.
Oh.
They had like Satisfactory, like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the publisher does Valheim and Deep Rock, but the
But-
developers of each game only do their one game.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, but I just saw, I saw it as the same, and I was like, oh, Deep Rock, and Deep Rock kind of looks like it, so I was like, oh, it must be the same then.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
but
was
it's
wrong.
Valheim's Iron Gate, and Deep Rock is like something,
whatever
Coffee
it was.
something. I don't know.
Deep Rock.
Deep Rock.
Anyways, any other news? Or we wanna move on to the
I
topic?
think that covers it for news. So we're gonna move on to the big boy. Which first? Video game movies. Video game movies. Movies
That are
based
video games.
on video games. So first things first.
That's
Which
all I was
ones
talking about.
come to mind off the top of your head?
Basically, the instant thing that comes to mind is all the Resident Evil ones, because there are so many.
Really?
And they are
See,
all
that was mine.
garbage.
I was gonna say the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
That was
Well,
the
I
Super
mean-
Show was in the movie.
He counts. He
That
counts.
one's like a meme, but like the Resident
The
Evil
Mario
one has
movie.
been tried so many times.
There's so many.
There's
There's like
so-
7 or 8 movies.
Yeah, so many Resident Evil movies, and none of them are good. And they keep trying.
Okay,
and I
like,
guarantee there will be more.
The first one was okay. Like, it really dove back into like how it started.
Yeah.
But then they went completely overboard with like she's a zombie and she's like, and they add like the weird creatures into it, and it's
Yeah.
there's nothing like the game.
That is like stereotypical garbage ass video game movies.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph?
That's true.
I
But the thing is, okay,
I like that.
whoa.
Wrench into
Hey.
it.
Let me
Right,
just say,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
we have to
Really?
draw a stark line down the middle here between
Based
movies
off
that
of a-
are based on a video game and movies that are using video game culture, right? Like, for instance, Ready Player One
Ready Player
Yeah.
One.
is video game culture, but it is not about
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Master Chief, right?
it's based.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. So I played Ready Player One back when I was in like middle school. Like
Yeah.
I read it like a long ass time ago. It's not about like 90% of shit that's in the movie. Like the main basically the main objective is the only thing that stays consistent. They basically injected it with like video game culture.
Yeah.
So it's based on the book, but then they were just like let's like fill it up with like modern day like game stuff. It's all about retro. The book is all about retro games. It's about like Pac-Man and like Joust and like all
Right.
these. It's only about like old school arcade games, but in like the movie, the like Tracer and Master
Tracer's
Chief
in
and
the
No,
movie.
okay.
Okay, to be
I'm
fair,
gonna be
like, I don't-
completely honest with you. I'm still salty about the leak of all the characters that were gonna be in Ready
Oh,
Player One.
right.
Do you guys remember seeing that? It was like
I
this
remember.
huge green
It was
text
like-
that was like,
oh my
every
God,
character that's in the Oasis scene, and it was like
Goku.
Master Chief and
Was Goku
Goku.
actually
Yeah,
in it?
No, Goku wasn't actually in it. Are you
I just
kidding
don't
me?
remember. I thought
I
he
would love to have
was.
seen that.
They said like
don't
Goku.
remember.
They said those two like anime girls who were memed for that year because they were Pop Epic, Team Epic, whatever.
Oh, Pop Team Epic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pop Team Epic is
Yeah,
great.
they were like, oh, they're in the Oasis scene, and they do a little dance, and SpongeBob's in there. It's like, you fucking liars.
To be fair,
Got my
though,
hopes up so high.
Watching Gundam go against Mechagodzilla was pretty cool.
I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm
I
just saying
like the
I was
movie.
disappointed
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the leak.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, but I think what we're trying to say here is, we're not talking about that. We're talking
Well,
about specifically
we can
movies.
movies based on video game
Listen,
IPs.
we can
Video
talk
game
about that,
IPs.
but I think we should talk about them under very different lights.
Yeah.
Because I think Wreck-It Ralph and Ready Player One
are different.
are no. Wreck-It Ralph and Ready Player One are different from say
The Mario
Halo
movie.
One Forward Unto Dawn, right? That was one of the
Yeah.
movies, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But there's a very stark
talk
line to be
about
drawn
that,
there because I think
though,
Ready
'cause-
Player One and Wreck-It Ralph are good as movies, and they started as movies that were using video games.
Sure.
They weren't movies made as video games or for like based on video games
No, yeah,
specifically.
no, I think
So-
exactly.
And obviously, there's a difference in quality because of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like, what comes to my mind? The Mario movie, Sonic, Detective Pikachu.
But that was pretty
But
good.
though Sonic and Detective Pikachu kind of stand out. Those were
They
pretty
were
good.
pretty all right.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed them. But then there's like Doom. There's the new one.
Oh yeah, they just announced. I was talking about this like a little bit earlier, but they just announced the new Mortal Kombat movie, which actually a lot of people are hyped.
That
kinda
looks amazing.
I will say the
Yeah.
original like '90s Mortal Kombat movie.
Those are
So
pretty
good.
I like
Yeah,
those.
love
I've
that.
seen those. Yeah.
I'm a little upset at how dirty they did my boy Reptile because I love Reptile.
You literally see Reptile die in the Red Band trailer for the new movie.
I'm still upset. I'm still salty.
Like the old, like the first Mortal Kombat movie, everyone loves it because it's a cult classic. It looks like it. For that time, they really just adapted it for the first video game.
Yeah.
The second one,
It's all downhill from here.
it just goes downhill from there. And did you guys know there was actually a third one? It went straight to DVD. And they
Straight to
and then apparently they
DVD always
pulled it.
means good things.
Wasn't there a Street Fighter movie?
Yes, okay, you know what's funny about the Street Fighter movie?
What?
Is they made the Street Fighter movie, then they used the actors in their costumes
They made
from
a
the
game.
movie to make Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
It's on there. We have it on the
It's
arcade.
terrible, dude.
It's just
They're like, oh, Mortal Kombat's sure popular, huh?
What movies come to your mind?
What movies come to my mind? The Mario movie, Halo Forward Unto Dawn, because I watched that at one point. I was so excited about it and so disappointed. Sonic for sure. I think Sonic was actually a decent movie outside of the fart jokes and the Fortnite dance.
Outside
Everything else was pretty good. Eggman was fantastic.
Eggman was amazing.
That's the last movie I've seen in theaters. Period.
It I don't. Did I see it? No, I didn't. I don't think I saw it.
I saw it in theaters like 3 weeks before we locked down.
We went
With you.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was after Cats.
We're not going to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about
I
that.
know we got video game.
I don't think I've played that one.
Video games, yeah.
Oh. Manuel, what video game movie comes to mind for you?
I think I have like a very similar. I don't really watch too many video game movies.
Yeah.
Forward Unto Dawn, I don't remember because I was so young watching it,
It wasn't
and I
good.
really had no idea.
I just
what
remember
was going
the scene that sticks in my head is like, oh no, the hunters are coming into the kitchen, and this guy grabs a grenade, jumps on their back, and blows himself up with them, and they just die, and it's like, what?
What's the little guy in Dragon Ball?
What?
Little guy in Dragon Ball?
Krillin?
Krillin?
No,
Oh,
the guy
Yamcha,
who
the
exploded.
Cyberman.
No, the other little one.
The little
Chiaotzu.
gun guy.
Chiaotzu.
Speaking of, though, you know what movie really does come to mind?
What?
That Dragon Quest movie on Netflix, Your Story.
Oh,
that was
really good.
really,
I forgot
really
about
good.
that.
No.
That was pretty good.
Dude, it was good. It was actually really unironically good.
I'll have to.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's a Netflix
It was
original.
pretty
I'll look
good.
it up.
I really liked it. Like, of course, I know Dragon Quest, so every reference they made throughout the movie, I was like, yeah, that's the slime. I like that one. Oh, there's the saber to cat. Like, I was really stoked with that.
Yeah.
But then the twist at the end with the whole spin on video game culture as a whole and like embracing it and like all that stuff, the meta stuff, I thought was really cool and really well done. Which is odd. It was received really well in the West. Japan hated it.
What?
Japan hated that ending.
I mean, I guess
Because
yeah,
they were like-
because like it's you know it's not like they took it out of the game, you know.
Yeah, they were
something
looking for the
That's
full
fair.
game. Well,
Which
it was
makes
also
sense,
they were like
though.
this would have
Yeah.
made sense to embrace video game culture and say, oh, we shouldn't be bullied and picked on so much like 30 years ago, but that's mainstream in Japan now. Everyone's a gamer.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it felt a little out of touch
It
in
also,
Japan apparently.
It also makes
but-
sense that like people in Japan, they most of them play that game.
Yeah.
Where like
It's a much
here,
more
it's not
popular
very
game
known.
there.
Dragon Quest in Japan, when a new one comes out, the country shuts down. It's legally not allowed to release on a
Nice.
weekday because people will skip work to play it.
Yeah.
They
I
legally
like
have to
that.
release it on Saturdays.
Insane.
I like that.
Like,
That's amazing.
I like that.
I just thought. So what do we? How do we count like the Pokemon movies, not like the anime movies?
because
How do we
the
count those?
anime, the whole anime as a whole, I would say is
It almost
based
feels.
on the video.
It almost
game.
feels very separate,
When
doesn't
I
it?
think of a video game,
I watch a
like
lot
or
of
a movie
yeah.
adaptation of a video game, in my mind, it has to have a live actor.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
Because if it's fully animated, then it's like I barely count
So
it as.
would
like
you
a-
not count like the Dragon Quest movie though?
Well, but it doesn't have like.
There's no live
live
action.
actors
No, it's
at the
full-
end. I thought it was at the end.
No,
They did
it's
the meta
still
shit.
animated.
So,
Well, then I guess I would count it. I don't know.
Hey,
So
but
I
I
think-
understand
yeah.
what you're saying though. It's
I'm just saying, like,
like, the
typically,
Pokemon
when they
one-
make-
The Pokemon ones would say are less.
those
because
are
it's
like the last thing that came to my mind, and they technically they
They're
are movies, and
video
they're after
games.
the video game.
But at the same time, the anime is a separate branch of the Pokemon company. It wasn't made by the game people.
Yeah.
You can't,
None of the
yeah.
movies, most of them.
I was
are
gonna
made
say
by
it's
the
easier
people
because
anyway.
it's an actual like anime like cartoon out
Right,
there for
and
it.
there's
And
no
so
sort
of
of
it-
movie of it. It just feels like
dedicated
different.
separate branch.
I think it is, but I think it was just worth mentioning. But
Well, Marcus,
Any
do you have
other?
any video game movies? you wanna
I
talk
watch
about?
I watch all the movies,
Yeah.
and like immediately, because I hate okay. So I watched Monster Hunter, the movie Monster Hunter. I liked parts of it. The monsters looked amazing. First off, but the story, you have source material. There's so much source material. The military, and they get sucked into a different world. And Tony Jaa is just there.
Is this the newest one?
The newest one.
Yeah, I have a lot to talk about.
Oh.
Okay.
I was waiting till waiting till the end.
There's
so
that
I could
one.
just talk for a long time.
Doom has a very special place in my heart. The only thing that movie has that compared to the games
Pixels.
is the name and the BFG, and there's like a Hell Knight in there. Forward on to Dawn. Once they get to Master Chief, it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, that's what we were all looking for.
Yeah, but I think what bugs me the most is that when they have source material and they don't use it.
That's like, for some reason,
Why?
movie people feel the need to to ignore the source material and do their own thing because it's a movie, it's not the game. We need to differentiate ourselves.
What really bugs me about Halo is that there was this whole hype about this Halo movie they were gonna make. Like they had 12 to 14 minutes of footage that they've never used.
Yeah.
But you look when Reach came out, they've done live action trailers, and they look amazing.
Yeah.
Just do that. And now they apparently have
it's even in the Halo 3 era, right?
Yeah.
Where they did all those commercials where it was just the Marines that were super old talking about the war stories with the chief, and it went through the model. That was all live action, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
That still looked really cool, and it just built up this image in your mind, right? Even without showing the action and the aliens in live action, just having the people there talking about it like it was real, that was super intense and crazy.
When ODST came out and they did that beautiful live action trailer from him starting as a kid all the way to becoming a battered, war-torn ODST trooper. Another one, Assassin's Creed. Oh,
I just saw that on here.
I can go through a lot of movies. Assassin's Creed, you have all the source material. You literally have sagas that you can just go down.
Yeah.
We're not gonna use these.
What about Hitman?
Hitman was on here.
Again, okay. First off, I think they did a really good job with. The only thing I think they did a good job with in Hitman was how he looked.
Yeah.
He looked the part. He had that very much.
47.
I am a robot. I am a humanoid robot, and there are scenes in that are really cool, but it's all going to come back to source material. You can look on almost all of those movie lists on all those movies. Almost none of them follow source material. And why?
It's like
The Mario Bros. Movie where they go Koopa's a man. Koopa's a dude. He's a dude.
Goombas are these
Goombas
creatures.
are and they're huge and and Yoshi's a velociraptor. A real as realistic as they could get with a puppet. They made it.
Okay, but here's the thing.
He bites somebody.
Here's the thing. I was actually going to bring this up next. There are different eras to video game movies. Do you prefer 90s live action with practical effects for all of them, like the Mario Bros. Movie where it was a little actual walking bomb, or do you prefer the more modern stuff where it's a little bit out of place CG characters alongside live action actors?
Personally, on one hand, in movies where they do it pretty well, like Sonic and Detective Pikachu, I think they did a great job.
Okay, let's not give Detective Pikachu too much credit because it was cool, but a lot of Pokemon still looked absolutely despicable,
Jigglypuff looked
disgusting.
horrendous. I think
Ludicolo looked gross.
I think that was a style thing more than the abilities. Now that being said, I have this it's a little bit of nostalgic for this weird 90s. Visual
practical effects.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Okay, but you know what I have a lot of nostalgia for?
But it's not actually good, I don't think.
You know what I have a lot of nostalgia for?
What?
Complete disregard for immersion and just actual animated 2D characters
The Looney
in the live.
Tunes
No.
Like
Like Space Jam and
That's
Roger
what I'm
Rabbit.
talking about.
No,
The Looney
or
Tunes one.
yes, exactly. But specifically those Game Boy commercials for Pokemon where they're
I
in the
love
bus,
those.
where they're in the
Smushed in the
bus and
bus.
they smush him
That
into
is
the
such
thing.
a great
They're walking
commercial.
across the
He's
wire.
get in, and he's
Basically
I'm gonna be right
zero
back. And then he's
commercials.
playing.
They were
basically
so
what it is.
good. I would have watched a movie
Oh,
of
I
that.
love that because it was on my.
The first Tomb Raider come out.
The Tomb Raider movie was great. That
I'm
was
trying to
one of
remember. Was
those-
that
It
before
came
2000?
out.
There's one in
it was
2018,
right
I
here.
think.
Well, yeah, no, there was the newer one, which actually was
There
adapted.
was one in
from,
2018.
2018.
Well, yeah,
but the other
that,
one,
but that one was adapted from the newer game that they made,
Right.
and she looked like the girl from
2001.
2001.
Angelina Jolie in that movie.
Yeah,
That was such
like,
a good movie.
practical effects. It looked so good. I mean, she already looks good, but like that looked good for a 2000 movie.
Yeah.
That would when I think of like good video game movies, I would have to rate that as like my number one example of like a good video game movie.
Yeah.
Is 2001 Lara Croft.
We gotta watch that though. We gotta.
Yeah, well, I do one.
I
It's
haven't
great.
watched it.
It really is. You need to watch. You
Have
need to
you
watch
watched it?
that one,
No.
and you need to watch the 2018 one.
That 2001 movie started my love for Akimbo weapons because she makes those dually pistols look so cool.
Yeah.
That whole movie, she's always doing like pistol tricks and like unloading them and like slapping them down on a table and like. Blah, 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 blah.
So, what do you guys think of the Angry Birds movie?
I was gonna say.
I was gonna.
Oh, I
I
watched
never saw it,
I
so I don't know.
watched it.
Angry Birds, the one and the sequel too.
So I played when the game first came out. I played Angry Birds. I think
Everyone played
Everyone
Angry Birds.
played
Who
Angry
didn't play
Birds.
Angry
We
Birds?
didn't need an Angry Birds movie.
I don't think we needed a movie.
That was, it
We
was
didn't
a
need
cash
an Angry
grab.
Birds 2.
It was just a cash grab.
You can just keep going.
Do they still have like?
Oh, I just thought of another one.
Do they still? Are they still making Angry Birds games?
Yes, they are.
They are?
Well, they're still adding it to like Angry Birds 2.
Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't be surprised though. Mobile games are
Okay.
insane.
You know what else I
They're
thought of?
like-
I thought of Warcraft.
Warcraft. Oh, have you guys seen Warcraft?
Warcraft? No, I
Warcraft.
haven't seen it. I did
You
see it
didn't
on here.
Okay, so if you've never played like the, yeah, does it have a terrible rating?
No, Warcraft has a Pokemon the first movie as a
Uh-huh.
16%.
You know what's funny about that?
Bullshit.
Nice.
Pokemon the first movie in Japan is completely different. Like they rewrote half the movie for English release. In Japan, it was a lot more nihilistic.
I see.
There was a lot more dialogue and like character
Mewtwo
stuff.
doesn't say, I
See now. You know, they dumbed it down.
The
Like
error of my way.
in Japan, it got like glowing reviews, and then it came over here, and everyone hated it because they dumbed it down
It's
for Americans.
higher rated than the Super Mario Bros. movie, which is not
Aww. The Velociraptor Yoshi.
Velociraptor Yoshi.
But
Okay,
no,
Warcraft is right here with 28%.
Yeah, so if you've never played Warcraft, which I've never played Warcraft,
never
I
have.
watched the movie and I was like, this is really cool, and then I played the game. Wow, the movie sucked.
Yeah.
because it's nothing like it.
But like, you know, you've got orcs, you got men. There are problems. It's like, oh, they come together to fight this other threat. But if you've played the game and you watch the movie, why did they make this?
Yeah.
Like,
It just
Oh.
doesn't pair well together. It just
Why?
usually characters are, yeah.
Can we talk about what the number one rated video game movie on Rotten Tomatoes right now is? The Angry Birds movie 2. Rated higher than second place, Detective Pikachu. Rated higher than third place, Sonic the Hedgehog.
there's a second Angry Birds.
There's a second Angry Birds
Yeah,
movie.
they dress up as an eagle and do a sexy dance at one point.
I might have just seen the second one.
Like its non-aerodynamic title characters, the Angry Birds movie 2 takes improbable yet delightfully entertaining flight, landing humorous hits along the way.
A child wrote this. A 12-year-old wrote this. Synopsis: Flightless Angry Birds are scheming green piggies take their beef to the next level in Angry Birds movie 2.
Dude, I gotta tell you,
A little.
the Angry Birds movies sit on the same exact peg on my like ranking for video game style, like movies around video games, as like Pixels from Adam Sandler. They're the
Oh,
same
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Pixels, I forgot.
I
Like the
hate
giant,
Pixels.
like the giant.
I can't
where-
unsee that
where-
movie.
where-
No.
where-
I can't unsee that movie.
You know what the worst part about it is?
Peter Dinklage
I don't
was
even-
in it? Yeah, I know. I'm sad.
Peter Dinklage was in it.
I'm pretty sure Peter Dinklage was in
Oh, that sucks.
it.
Sorry, Peter.
I was thinking about him from Destiny 1.
Yeah.
When he was supposed to be
Dinklebot?
boys. Yeah.
The moon. They came
Wizards
from the moon.
Yeah.
You guys know they also made a Need for Speed movie?
Did
Saw
not.
that on there as well.
Yeah, they
Oh,
made a Need
yeah.
for Speed movie. I don't remember it.
Probably
Because
says
it was probably awful.
a lot. Yeah.
So- Is there a reason? Because we've been talking fairly negatively about most of these movies. Is there a reason that video games just don't translate well to movies?
They're just cash grabs. It's because video games is it's a very lucrative industry. It makes a lot of money, and so if you need to make a movie but you don't want to take a big risk, well, just make it about a video game that people already like, and you're bound to get some money.
the IP's already.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Prince of Persia. They made a.
I watched that.
You remember?
Heard of
They
it.
made it with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
That one was actually pretty
I
good.
think I liked it. Yeah, I think I remember it not being bad.
I think it really takes someone who is dedicated to the source material to make a good video game movie.
Yeah.
I think
You know
that's
what?
really what it is.
Not a movie, but it makes me think of Castlevania. Have you seen the
Appar-
series?
Like
Series?
I've
I mean,
only
it's really
heard
good.
about it. Apparently, it's really good.
It's amazing.
It's
And,
amazing.
and I think it's because they were so dedicated to, they were like, when we were writing it, we were playing Castlevania 3 the entire time.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the important part. And then the reason why most of them are bad is because they're just cash grabs.
Yeah, they
I
are.
genuinely,
They're
But
just-
okay,
absolutely
they're
why.
using
deeper
the
than
name
that,
for
deeper
money.
than that, is there a difference in how we take in each medium that inherently makes it hard to translate a video game into a movie? Because video games tend to be lengthy experiences that are very interactive with you as a consumer of that medium. So like a movie, which is you sit down for an hour or two and look at it happen in front of you, is there just like a disconnect there?
Here, go.
No, you go.
My
you were trying
particular opinion is that I don't think there's a disconnect between the mediums. I think that you can absolutely make a good video game movie because, at their core, they're both storytelling experiences. Obviously, games like COD or like Modern Warfare, you play them more for the gameplay itself than the story. But I think that the reason why there is so many bad video game movies is just because it's easy to be lazy with it. It's easy to just throw the characters in some like garbage ass plot that you had a middle schooler write and get a lot of money with absolute minimal effort. Yeah. So because there are all, like absolute examples of good video game movies like Advent Children from Final Fantasy Advent Children. I mean,
He has a
fucking
costume,
skin
yeah.
in Smash from a movie. You realize that skin has never been in a video game before. That is
didn't know
from
that.
a movie.
I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so like it goddamn it is a completely original story. It's like it was not in anything else. So Advent Children, they can absolutely make good video game movies. It is just complete laziness and like greed that produces so many like garbage ass movies. And I want to do a quick segue into I want to talk about the Monster Hunter movie a little bit because you saw it, right?
I did see it.
So the visuals were cool, right? But the thing is, it's obvious that the people involved with the movie just don't know what Monster Hunter is about. Monster Hunter is a goofy game. Monster Hunter is stupid and silly, and you're running around, and you're getting hit, and you're flying around, your character's making stupid noises, and they go, whoa, and they get stunned, and they go, whoa.
You have an annoying companion with you
Yeah,
that
and you have
won't
a
shut up about
cat that
food.
runs around and grabs
That makes just
things.
weird noises.
Yeah, and he goes,
And he doesn't do anything except like give you life back.
yeah, and they're stupid, and all the animations are silly, and
You lay down on the ground and get iframes.
Yeah, and the whole game, like the civilizations in Monster Hunter are all about. It's not like they're they're fighting against these savage monsters in an inhospitable world that hates them, and they're fighting for their every life. Like Monster Hunter is goofy as shit, and the characters that live in that world are thriving. They're not just surviving. They are they're living it up.
Yeah.
They're partying every day. The thing is, the movie is it is life or death. It is gritty. These monsters will tear you up and eat you to pieces, and it is life or death, super gritty survivalist, and it's all about Mila Jovovich, who is the main actor. It's actually funny. She said that she plays Monster Hunter before the movie came out and everything, so that's kind of funny. But it is just all about just super gritty, and it's all about her. When you're playing Monster Hunter, it is not about the characters; it is about the monsters. The monsters are why you play Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
they're the cool thing. They are the personalities. And we talked about this last week. In the music section, where we were talking about how each monster has its own theme, and it's super recognizable, and it speaks to the personality of the monsters. But in the movie, they're just mindless, just beasts that are bloodthirsty and out to kill, and it is just it's super dark. The movie's dark, and that is just completely in stark contrast to everything that Monster Hunter is about. So they really just it's they didn't even look at any of the games.
They just read the title and they're like, "Oh, Monster Hunter, hunting monsters,
Hunt
monsters bad."
and they
Monsters
saw, an
hunting.
image.
Yeah. I see
I saw
how.
an
Well, no,
image
I
of
think
some
what
of
they
the
did was
monsters.
they played the game, but they didn't understand. It's these characters, they go out and they hunt these monsters. Then they don't care. They have giant weapons that the regular person could not carry. like a great sword or this giant hammer. And I think something with Monster Hunter 2 is that the characters, they all look amazingly badass.
Mm-hmm.
You can make, like, you have just the regular hunter. You have, it's like, is he the chief? No.
Oh, you're talking about the commander.
Commander.
He's got, like, the stupid lion hair.
Yeah, he fights monsters with his bare fists.
Yeah.
This is like, where are those people? Like, they don't, like, Tony Jaa was in it, and he's supposed to be the hunter.
Right.
He doesn't, like, and they don't have, like, there are guns in Monster Hunter, but they're dumb.
They're dumb. They're called bow guns
They're
because
called bow
they have
guns.
bow and arrows attached
Yeah.
to them, and they shoot out like rockets. And like you put the monsters to sleep, or like they're like shotgun like bows.
Yeah,
like
and
they're really stupid and funny.
Something that makes Monster Hunter extremely diverse is the diversity of the monsters. You have a lot of different dragons, and then you have your just regular monsters. And then you have higher up, like, godlike monsters. And then you have these, like, cataclysm monsters. They don't, like, I think...
Yeah, in the movie, they just use, like, Diablos, right? Like, what,
Yeah,
what was
they
the
have
other-
Diablos.
There was, like, one more, right?
They have Diablos. They have, the regular, pink...
Rathalos.
Rathalos. But they also
Gotta
had,
include Rathalos.
But they also had a monster from, like, like, one of the older Monster Hunters. I forget what its name's called. One of the black dragons.
Yeah, they
One that
basically
you,
just like poop sock monsters.
rarely
And,
see.
like,
If you're gonna add a monster, do like Rajang,
it's just
a
like
giant angry monkey that
Just some
is
diversity,
electric.
yeah.
Like, put in pretty monsters. Put in like these amazing looking monsters. Rathalos, Diablos. Like, these are just like
they just put in like
dragons.
really boring monsters. It's like you made a Pokemon movie, but all you put in it was like Bidoof and Farfetch'd.
Right,
And those-
right.
Oh, look, it's Raticate! Wow, my favorite.
Raticate.
Yeah,
They're
like
such a
Diablos is actually one of the most hated monsters in like the entire like
Ugh.
community, and
Why?
like it was like one of like the stars of the movie.
You
and
say
I
his
was like,
name, and I already think.
it's just yeah,
He's
it's just
boring.
there's just a huge disconnect. Like I can tell, it was just a corporate movie. Like it was like a bunch of executives in a boardroom
Yeah.
figuring out how to market to 12-year-olds who play COD and Modern Warfare. Like that's it. That's all I want to say. But like, there's just a complete just mental disconnect. They had no idea what Monster Hunter is about.
Yeah, I
That's
totally
unfortunate.
agree with that. Like, the monsters looked great. Like, they looked like they were from the game. But
they picked the wrong ones.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with Diablos and Rathalos.
But there should have been more.
There should have add some Elder Dragons.
Yeah.
Add an Elder Dragon as there's such a diversity between Elder Dragons. You have this giant island of a dragon, and then you have what's his name that literally lands on him and fights him.
Oh, you have Nergigante.
Nergigante.
Yeah. Nergigante would have been cool.
He's
They should've
tiny,
done
like
that.
he's like as big as Diablos, but he is an Elder Dragon. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, did you looked like you had something to say earlier when we
No.
were talking about the difference in mediums? Like
Oh
how they're
no,
taken
I
out.
was just gonna. I was just gonna say I absolutely agree with what Evan was saying. You know, there's no reason they can't. It is most cases an absolute cash grab. They don't know what they're doing. The Mario movie, we saw that. We watched it together. It was just like
It was funny.
it was really funny. It was fun to laugh at. Monkey. But like, none of that has really anything to do with like Daisy was in it and Peach wasn't for some reason, which is weird, and like stuff like that. And then but I don't know. And then why is Sonic good though? And why is Detective Pikachu generally good? I don't know.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
because I think it's because of how much reverence they hold for the source material. Like you look at just the poster for Detective Pikachu, which is in my room.
Oh, and it's absolutely
Every street sign for every business is a reference to something in the games.
Yeah.
There's the Johto Gym, and there's the Jigglypuff Cafe, and there's a million different things that are actually in
Detective
the games.
Pikachu is actually very close to the game.
They were super meticulous.
It was pretty good, except for like
the
talking
biggest
Pikachu,
thing was that they made it not about a trainer, and specifically in a setting where there weren't trainers, which was a little weird.
Yeah.
They were just like, Pokemon, the one where you catch and train monsters. No trainers in this one though. It's just Pokemon and people. They're just chilling. That was the
Ryan
one
Reynolds
thing.
carried the movie though.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
did. He absolutely did. Just like Jim Carrey carried.
He did,
Sonic.
He made that movie
He was
funny.
really good.
How did he threw the rock at the...
I didn't even. Come to think of it, I didn't even really like Sonic in the movie.
No,
Like, I don't
Sonic
care.
wasn't that great. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't
He's
care.
fine. I don't care.
Eggman
But,
was fantastic,
Eggman was really good. They announced the second one already, which is pretty fast,
Wow.
actually. It has.
Get me a latte. I love how you make them.
Yeah, that was good. But Tails he was like cameo in the first one. Now he's going to be in the second one, which is fine. But I don't know.
Do you think they'll have Knuckles?
I hope to
Lost
God.
Trouble.
No, they're gonna do the same thing again, where it's like at the end, it's gonna be like Knuckles. He's like, I got Chaos Emerald. No, it's the Master Emerald, Master Emerald, and then that's it. It cuts, and then like 3 months later, it's Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it's gonna be.
Well, so going
They
off
set up everything for
going
it.
off of the medium, you have something like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
How many Assassin's Creed games are there?
A billion.
There's a
Like
lot.
20 million.
Okay, there's not that many, but there's enough to where you could pick any assassin and just go from there. Ezio has the longest.
Yeah, I was gonna say
trilogy.
Ezio is
Ezio,
easily the
literally,
coolest.
You could just go off of the games, and that's his life. You could go off of Edward, who is the pirate, who's the
That was
pirate.
such a lot of people's favorite Assassin's Creed was 4.
Yeah,
even though it departed so much from the other games, like it didn't. It was like very very different from a lot of the other games. But a lot of people, including me, I would say that's my
It's a
favorite
pirate game.
game.
It's a pirate game with Assassin's Creed built into it.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. You had great characters. Edward was a great character.
Yeah.
And it's even go back to Altair. Like that, the mystical stuff behind it. Don't do 3. Don't do 3.
Brotherhood was a good.
Well, yeah, but then that's Ezio's storyline.
Exactly.
Just do that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. They could have just done any of
I
the
just-
games.
like-
storylines.
It's so easy for them to do, and then why do you
It
think they
should
messed
be
it up?
so
It
easy.
should
Honestly,
be
like,
easy.
and honestly, they don't have to even do anything new. Like, they could just tell the same story, and I'd be like, oh man, that's the part in the game. Oh my god, like, I'd be
absolutely.
totally fine with it.
But they feel
But
it's
they-
almost like they feel so pressured to like we have to do our own thing so that they don't know what's coming. We have to do a twist.
We have to do everything, and we have to do it everything without any of the game developers involved.
If they
whatsoever.
have any inkling of what's going to happen next, we've done something wrong. It's
mean,
not going to
that's-
be. They're going to be disengaged if they know what's coming.
Like so, and that brings me to like the Doom movie.
Oh my goodness.
Do they have Mancubus?
No, the only things
I don't
from
wanna
the
see
game are the name, the BFG, and there's a Hell Knight at one point. There's a
What
Hell
about the
Knight.
new one?
No,
Nothing.
well, Doom Eternal has a very special place in my heart. It really does. And if they were to make a movie about Doom Eternal,
Yeah.
you literally would not have the main character speak. He does not say anything.
No.
He literally says nothing. He just beats demons with his fists. And shoots them with everything possible.
Well, that's the point.
But
you know,
that's the whole idea of the game is like he is the Slayer. He is a force. You are playing as a force of nature. What they don't do that in the first game. What they do in the first game? There's something going on Mars, and we use this dimensional portal to go to Mars. But there is a risk because it could cut off your body parts and send them somewhere else in the universe. And then it's like, but slowly the Argent energy is taking over your brain, but for some reason there's this 24th chromosome.
This is in the movie.
This is in the movie. This has nothing to do with the game itself.
That's what.
And it's like they added this like whole.
what the fuck are you talking about?
There was this whole civilization on Mars, and they were ancient humans, and they were different from us. And then they went to Earth and became cavemen again. And the only fun part of the movie is literally the main character who doesn't go mad. There's like a first person like aspect of the movie where he's literally going out just like there is a demon who has a chainsaw. He kills the demon and then uses the chainsaw like
In first person.
in first person. Like there's a first person movie aspect of the.
What was that? Wasn't there a first person movie that came out like a couple years ago?
Oh
Yeah, it was like
Hard
Henry.
Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry.
Is that a video game? No.
No, it's not a video game, but it was
Sounds like it.
like
Weird.
it was.
Very strange.
Basically, think of like a porn POV.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what it was.
But
With
for an
a lot-
action movie,
but
but for an
with
action
action,
movie.
but
Let's be
with
very
action,
clear.
Like a lot of action, but basically think of that. Like that's what it was. It was cool the first time. Because like it literally looked like they just attached like a GoPro to someone and they were just like running on cars and jumping off of stuff. And it was like it's cool the first time.
Right.
After that, this is weird.
Yeah. It sounds like
I don't like this.
Sounds like a 5-minute YouTube video, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Wow,
That was neat.
Parkour.
Real
does
quick
parkour.
before we move on to video games based on movies.
Yes.
What is like your ideal video game movie and the franchise you would most want to see adapted? Just real quick. Whoever wants to go first, feel free.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I know Gianni would love this too, but
You gonna say League?
yeah.
No.
Why?
Well, okay. Seeing League, they already have a ton of great cinematics going on for them, and they've got it's quite a lot of lore for like a big game because it's a big game, so obviously it's gonna have a lot of lore. So I just think they have so much material to have. Like I think aren't they working on like they're working on something, right? With like comics or whatever. And they already have comics.
They made comics like with like Marvel. They partnered
Yeah.
with Marvel to make like League of Legends comics.
Yeah.
And I kind of
Exactly.
agree with you, Manuel, because like we all hate League of Legends. It's a fact of nature. The game sucks, but they actually have a really good universe build up, and they have so much lore. Like if you actually go on their website, like there are books and books and
It's
books
insane.
and books of lore for their universe and their games and their characters. And like, there's got to be at least one story for every like combination of their like 150 characters. They literally have a ridiculous amount of lore,
And
so
then-
they could easily make a movie.
And then, like Marvel, there's a lot of crossover they do with it because it
Oh
is
yeah,
just
like
one
characters
world.
interacting with other characters.
Yeah.
Like there's probably one book for each interaction.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They have
So
so
what
much
I'm saying
lore.
is they have a ton of material, and then it really is cool. The lore is cool.
Yeah.
Like I think my favorite is the what's that one? Like the desert one, right?
Shurima?
The Shurima. Yeah. That one's my favorite one so far. Though.
Cool.
But I think it's the. I gotta think more about the other game.
I would love to see a
That's
Zelda
big one.
movie, but I know it's just gonna be butchered. Like it
yeah.
would have to be done so tastefully.
when
and it
Link
would just
doesn't
get
talk,
butchered.
and so
Right, like, but there is definitely like things you could do.
Sure,
Obviously, it's not like a
I
barrier
think
to
it would,
making a movie.
based on stuff I've seen just in Community, I think like a Zelda movie in the style and with the spirit of like a Ghibli movie, I think would be really, really neat.
that could be
Because
good.
I mean, the protagonists in Ghibli movies don't tend to talk a lot anyway.
Uh-huh.
you could.
So you could do pretty minimal dialogue and just do a lot of visual storytelling, and I think it would work out
I
really
think
well.
that could be really cool. That could be a smart way of doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it would just have to be done with extreme tech.
Oh no.
Among Us.
No.
I think
You
Emmanuel,
know what? You just
Devil's
time locked.
advocate.
You just time locked this podcast. Anyone who listens to this is gonna be like, "Yep, that's from February of 2021."
That's true.
He said the stupid fucking Among Us thing.
Emmanuel, you reminded me though. You said this League of Legends having cinematics. That made me think. Team Fortress could make a pretty good movie.
I think Team Fortress.
I just thought like expiration date there
I mean,
was
that's a
already
really
like
good
40
movie,
minutes.
Wait,
I
how
think.
many views is that?
Expiration date was 40 minutes.
No.
It was
It's
not.
not
It was like
40 minutes, it
15.
was like
No,
15
no,
minutes.
it's pretty long. It's pretty long. It's like 30 minutes.
No way.
I will
No
look it up
way.
right now.
I'm looking it up right now. 50 expiration date.
15 minutes.
14
My bad. My
59
bad.
seconds. Not even
My
15
bad.
minutes.
Wait, how many views does it have?
Oh, let me look.
It's really good though. Like I watched it the other day just out of
Oh, it's
like, I was just
great.
like, oh, I haven't seen that video. in a long time.
It has.
No,
It's because
Click
it's
on the
gonna
video.
play the.
Don't
I
pause
have
it. Just pause it. Yeah.
It's like
There, it's paused.
It has 29 million.
Million.
29
669,000 likes.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
like honestly, but like it's a
Top comment.
it's a great little top comment. Is it amazes me that so much compelling and hilarious storytelling is done in just 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Yep.
They do it so
And so
well.
I think
Yeah.
like you know
The thing is though,
They
my vote,
Yeah.
which like, I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but like my vote was just gonna go straight to Portal and Half-Life. I think
Oh,
those
yeah.
universes
Oh,
would
yeah.
lend themselves so well to a movie. I think it would be fantastic because Portal. I mean, Half-Life more than Portal a
I
little bit,
agree.
even though I prefer Portal as a franchise personally.
sure.
Half-Life has so much to work with, and like the storytelling is already like cinematic while also incredibly engaging in their gameplay. I think it would be like perfect.
It would make sense. It could be very.
I would
easily...
prefer Portal because I think the sciencey stuff is fun,
Yeah.
and I think Gladys is amazing.
Oh,
I think just hearing her on the big screen.
Oh,
Oh,
I
my
think
heart.
Half-Life could very easily be like a good like action movie. They could do it really simply. It could just be here it is. Portal would be a little harder to do, I feel, but also could be really cool. And GLaDOS is perhaps the best villain in history. So
Yeah, I think Wheatley would be fun to get in
Wheatley's
there.
good too.
Lemon Johnson.
Lemon Johnson, Cave Johnson.
I know it's Cave Johnson, but he likes the lemons.
He likes the lemons.
Life gives you
I'm gonna
lemons.
burn your house down with the lemons.
Yeah, but that would be mine. I think.
can't. Like, it's hard for me because there are already plans for a Halo TV series on Cinemax. There's already a Last of Us TV series that they're going to go on HBO.
I saw about that.
And they're already in plans for an Uncharted movie. So it's an Uncharted movie. So it's very hard for me to be like I'm trying to think of like video games that can maybe adapt it. Try again at Assassin's Creed. Take the source material. Use the source material and do like Ezio or Edward's
Something cool.
storyline. Do that storyline. Bring us back to Florence in the Renaissance. Be in the Caribbean. Take like the base of the movie and make something new. They haven't even gone to Japan yet.
Yeah, and they've been going through culture with all the different Assassin's Creed games.
They've gone like now. They went back to after they started remaking the games. They went to Egypt and Greece, and they went to Vikings now.
Valhalla,
Valhalla. So it's like you could honestly just take the base of the game, the Animus, the story like of Sturgo and the assassins, like take that base and then maybe make something original out of it. Like
If you take the framework of the world and do something.
Yeah,
like
like get in touch with the people who make the game, and then just make something new.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean that's like I was talking about for Half-Life and Portal. You don't even necessarily have to follow Chell or Gordon Freeman, just because the universe is so vast already.
Yeah.
It lends itself to so many little stories that you could focus on.
Yeah.
that would work just as well.
It could be our
Minecraft
3,
movie.
you know.
Nah, I don't know about that.
It could be
Minecraft-
It could be our Half-Life.
Minecraft movie just gave me a whiff of like Angry Birds, the way it would be adapted.
Yeah, they announced that a while
Minecraft
ago.
movie
They
would
announced
be
a
like
Minecraft
the
movie
story
What?
mode one.
a long
Yeah.
time ago. Like
There's a
20
Minecraft movie?
They announced a Minecraft movie like 2015.
I thought we were joking.
Or you know what would be
They
really
also
cool?
announced a Mario movie.
Well, yeah,
Would be
that would
really cool. A Left 4 Dead movie.
That could work pretty well.
that would be sick.
That could work pretty well.
Since everyone loves zombies,
Right.
Zombie movies are good.
a
Very
Left
easy
4
to
Dead
do.
movie, if they just
Along the lines of Zombieland, I would think.
not.
Because it would have to be funny. Cause
It would have to have.
I want to
like,
see
comedy
Coach
in it.
say the funny line. Want to see Ellis say something funny.
And that you could actually cast, like, you could have the characters from, like, you know, you're talking about Half-Life Portal. They don't have to be about them, Gordon Freeman, Shell. But Left 4 Dead could absolutely be about the characters.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be.
Well,
They're beloved,
The
I
game
know.
is
And there's
about like
Ella.
just survival. Like,
Francis.
I love the meme with like Coach when like Nick dies.
Yeah.
Like, bye Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Oh, Ellis, he was such a good kid. Oh, I'm gonna miss him.
So we should have done more to save her.
Yeah.
Bye Nick.
Bye,
Bye,
Nick. Oh, man.
You know what we didn't talk
That was,
about?
like, fucking Francis.
Sonic Forces.
What's that?
It's not a
That's
movie.
not a movie.
It's not a movie, but I would count it. You know?
Sonic
What is
Forces?
What is
Not
that?
Forces. What is
We're
the
talking about
Sonic
the TV
Boom?
show.
Yeah.
The TV show.
the TV show? My bad.
Oh, the
Yeah,
TV
the
show.
video game.
The TV
based
show
off
is
of-
so funny.
The TV show is
It's
actually really good.
funny. It was bad when it released, but then like people started
It made
taking
so
clips
many
from it.
old
jokes.
animated show.
No.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic
It's the new one.
Underground.
That was
Sonic
legendary.
Underground.
You're not allowed to say anything bad about that show. That show was fucking amazing.
No, but Sonic Boom, like, yeah, at first it sucked, and then you were saying
They just, like-
we just started seeing clips, and like it was like
And, like,
Eggman
it
would
was
say
really
something,
funny.
and you just kind of like it was
Did
just
he just
really
say that?
funny.
Like the bit
Oh,
the bit that
Knuckles,
stands out with to me was like Amy's
The
going to
Amy
kick
one,
the soccer ball and she's like,
like-
will the young soccer playing girl be able to shatter the glass ceiling and make the goal and
Prove that women can
Prove
play
that women can
sports
play the
just
sport.
as well as men can.
and then Knuckles, and he's Knuckles in this. Keep in mind, is not regular Knuckles. He's taller
huge
and
and
wider. So he's tall and wide, is what he is in
I
this.
need to watch this.
and you know what he says? You know what he says in response to the glass ceiling hold
And
debate?
he's normally like
Yeah.
a Patrick type of character.
Yeah.
He's like, duh.
He says, what is it exactly? It's
I
like,
don't
It was
remember.
like,
You know, it's
Amy,
kind
by
of,
pointing out, or
by
like,
pointing out the
bringing
existence
attention-
of the glass ceiling in the first place, you're kind of showing that you, as a person, have a bias to think that women are by default lesser than men. Like some shit like
And then
that.
She
she's
looks
like,
at
super,
him
and everyone's like, and then
Knuckles-
Knuckles, what? Just because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I can't be a feminist.
Yeah,
It's really fucking funny.
And it's in the show.
It's so good.
funny. So
Where has this been all my life?
I love the meme. Approved. It's a Knuckles standing on a piece of
amazing.
paper.
Oh,
so
Something about put
surprisingly,
the baby in the blender at one point, wasn't
Oh,
there?
yeah.
And Knuckles just goes to do it, like, no.
surprisingly pretty good.
Oh my
It's
god.
pretty funny.
Yeah, Sonic Forces. That's not good.
I think it is not. It's
No,
not
they have
bad.
a new Sonic show, Sonic like Prime.
I didn't hear about that.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a Tekken rank.
I think it's on Netflix or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
If
Anyway,
it was on Netflix, I would have.
I think we talk about now. We talk about games that are based off of movies.
The way I really want to look at this aspect of it is the split, like when it changed, right? Because I would say in like 80s, 90s, you saw branded video game, you saw the Animaniacs game, you saw DuckTales, and you're like, oh, that's a banger.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a
yeah,
good game.
yeah.
But now you see like DC Girls, and you're like, wow, this is
Oh
dog shit.
yeah, I
poo-poo
forgot about
doo-doo.
that during the direct.
I remember
It was like,
the
oh,
Donkey video was
that hurt me
hilarious.
so bad when
On
it
that
came on.
section.
Like movies,
Dude,
movie and TV show properties that are adapted into video games nowadays feel so
Bad.
soulless as games
Yeah.
and so bad. Whereas I think in like 80s, 90s,
That's a good
they were
point.
generally like good games.
Well, the DuckTales game.
DuckTales is like infamous as like, or not
That's-
infamous, famous as like crazy.
No,
good
it's
game.
it's the
Well,
it's
that's
really
Toy Story game.
the
huh?
toy. Which one?
I can't. I don't know the names of them.
No, but on what?
TMNT Turtles in
There's,
Time.
like, the NES like
Good
Toy
game.
Story games.
I
They're
don't
like
know.
garbage.
And yes,
that
Toy
was-
Story. Toy
it's a
Story
really good
was
game.
like
I'm just trying to
1990.
think of like, because immediately the only thing that hits my mind is like the only thing that like it's not even a TV
E.T.
show. It's like
E.T.
Injustice.
Injustice.
I immediately think of like Injustice.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's not a TV show. It's a
Yeah.
comic.
but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
But like, I
I
think
still see it.
Like,
Well-
it was done very well.
Well, that's yeah.
like,
Talking
Spider-Man.
about funny talking about like trash video games that are based off of movies. I actually had my first quest that I'm going to. I have a video game class that I'm taking.
I didn't know
that
they
I
had that
just
there.
had.
They
Yeah,
really have that?
On
He told me
yeah,
I'm
they do.
taking this
Yeah.
one.
That's
On Monday, I had my first class, and I joined late because there was like problems with the Zoom link. And the first thing I hear when I get into the class, I join with the Zoom link, and the teacher goes, "So, anyways, the ET game for the Atari was hot garbage," and that just
there was
yeah,
an ET game.
yeah, no,
Oh,
it's
dude,
famous,
they buried
dude.
like 4,000 copies of it in the desert
Yeah.
because they couldn't sell it.
They hated
plus.
that. Like that game was.
From what I understand, though, at the
garbage.
time it sold pretty okay. From what I understand.
At the time.
At the time, yeah.
It is just like it's got a legacy for being like
Yeah.
probably the worst,
the worst.
like video game ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird
But
to
I
say.
think it's a good thing to note. There were a lot of good, like you hear, like the Aladdin game, the Lion King game. People are like, "Oh yeah, good games." But I think as soon as you hit like 2000, anything past that, it's like,
I think of Titanic. The game.
No.
for what?
I don't even remember what was it for, like the N64 or something it was for. I just remember watching JonTron play
Wasn't
two
that a-
versions.
It was like a platformer, but it was the worst thing
no,
you
no,
ever.
no, no. There was the platformer,
Yeah?
and then there was the other one.
What was the other one? What genre was the other one?
It was like a
Oh,
first-person like
remember.
investigation game.
Point and click.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
point and
Oh,
click
dude.
game, and then there was the
God, they're really bad.
Titanic, where it was a platformer, and you would
The
fight.
worst part about it wasn't adapting like the actual Titanic movie. It was adapting the animated Titanic movies that were already like knockoffs of other animated
I
Titanic
remember seeing the
movies.
video.
They're terrible. They're so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
why make movies and video games about like this huge tragedy? I don't understand.
To be fair, the platformer was like a Chinese what platformer that like there were.
It's
there
like
were
the kind of thing
enemies in that
you play.
game that why?
It's like if you know the like the bootleg Mario games where it's like obviously the sprite of like Jackie
Mario.
Chan with Mario's gigantic head glued on top, and he's walking around and fighting ninjas, and it's like, oh, Mario.
right.
It was like that,
Mario
but
4.
Titanic. Yeah.
Mario 4 for the
So
NES.
It was.
I think
You need to look it up.
John
'cause it's-
covered one of the Titanic games where you were like a bird. Like it was like you were like flying from like left to right, and it was like Space Invaders, and you were like a bird, and you were like shooting things at things coming at you, and I was like, what does any of this have to do with Titanic?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's just
It is
again, it's
so
the disconnect
funny.
of like, why aren't you using the source material?
Like they
Not
bought
Not
the
that there's
name
a lot of
and
source
then-
material
Not
for
that
goddamn
there's-
Titanic, but
Right. I don't know.
The ship song. What do you want?
But like I don't know, like for the most part, like I can't think of. We just named one.
Over the
like,
edge.
Oh, okay. I played Over the Hedge. That was
Rat-
fun.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille
For the Wii.
For the Wii. So I think that is a great. Actually, that's a great example. Like the Wii era of like
There were
and
so many
like,
Wii games.
It's
You're right.
oh my goodness.
And there's
It's
also,
shovelware is what it is. It's what it's.
I don't know
it
if
just-
you guys ever played this one. This one's like a crossover between like the four main. I think it was like
Oh yeah.
SpongeBob, right?
And the,
Timmy
oh,
Turner, Jimmy
remember,
Neutron.
they had a
the
couple of
kart
those.
racer.
No,
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 not the kart
it was,
racer.
This
it
one's
was like
better.
a game
This one's
where it
cooler.
was just like you could like. It
Danny
was
Phantom,
across-
that's
there
the
were-
fourth.
There were a
Danny
couple of them.
Phantom, Yeah. SpongeBob. I played that. It was good. I don't
Quick
know what the fuck was
PSA,
going on.
quick PSA. Butch Hartman, creator of Danny Phantom and
Oh, is it-
Fairly Odd Parents, is
sorry.
a huge douchebag, and you should never support anything he does ever. Fuck you, Butch Hartman. Eat a dick
Danny
and die.
Phantom and which other show?
Fairly
Yeah,
Odd
Fairly
Parents.
Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd
Apparently,
Parents.
people at Nickelodeon being like weird.
Like,
You mean Dan- when Dan Schneider?
Yeah, like Dan Schneider,
work
who
with
who liked people's feet.
Oh, Dan Schneider,
Dude,
yeah, the foot
okay,
fetishist.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the first like episode or two of iCarly the other day with Nell, and having the light of Dan Schneider's interests makes things so weird.
It's
Because like there's
Also,
in
they're,
the
like,
intro there's like a
victorious
bit where
and
they like
stuff.
wiggle their toes in front of the
Yeah.
camera with
They're
a bunch
always
of faces
putting
on
their
it.
feet in things.
Yeah,
Or,
they're
like,
always putting
dipping
their feet in things.
in,
They're always like
yogurt
touching
or
feet. They're always like
something.
touching each other's
It's
faces with their
nasty.
feet.
I know it is.
It's
like,
weird.
I will still
It's so weird.
watch them.
They're so good
Like
shows.
certain episodes because they're funny.
Spencer's
I
great.
love
Spen-
iCarly.
Yeah.
Spencer
the
alone is
best
worth
character.
it.
Yeah.
He's so good in iCarly.
Well, no, it's like because I was watching. There's only one episode from season 1 that I'll watch. That's where they have the chicks. Like
The
where they're-
birds.
yeah,
Yeah,
like they're looking
yeah.
for the baby chicklets, and the Duke, the football, like the wrestler, like he's helping him looking for. He lifts a refrigerator, throws it down, and there's a chick behind the refrigerator, and then there's like a chick in the wall. And Freddy's like, oh, my uncle's a carpenter, and Duke just puts his head through the wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have
man.
some good gags, but it's just weird looking back on it with the context
Yeah.
of
But going
who he
back
was.
to the actual subject, I immediately think of Tron. Disney
Tron.
did Tron.
As a show, right?
No,
As a cartoon?
No,
movie.
the
At
live
at
action
one point, I think it
movie.
was.
Yeah,
It's a
the live
Well,
action.
it
movie.
originally was a video game.
Yeah, it originally was a video game, and they made it into and they did like an actual
Wasn't
live
that,
action movie.
Like, okay? Like, wasn't that a good
it
I
was
remember
like
the movie,
okay,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
really cool.
That's what
The
I
visuals were amazing.
Amazing.
The visuals look
It was like
fantastic.
2010, right?
Yeah.
I
Something
think
around
so.
something.
It
in
looked
that
ridiculously good.
range. It looked really good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of others.
Uh,
Spy Kids.
Oh,
Apparently.
you mentioned Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
but is that based off of
I
the
guess
movie
that's cartoon
or
first,
comic?
I feel like it's
comic
more off the
first.
comics
But
since that's first.
Isn't
and
it Miles Morales? Like, the
But that one is based off of the movie. Then yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
The
it's just
PS5
cool.
one.
Yeah, I mean, unless Miles Morales is in some like a
Not that
comic
no,
I
there's
originally.
comics about Miles Morales. He's
Before,
not based on. He's not
yeah.
based on the movie.
No.
Miles
the movie,
Morales.
the movie is based on Miles Morales. You gotta understand that there are like 200,000 different
It's
Spider-Man
insane.
comic series, right? About every single one about a different Spider-Man or Spider-Woman
Did
or
all
Spider
those Spider
character.
people exist before?
Yes,
the
they
movie?
all have comics. They all
Okay.
have their own
I knew
dedicated
Spider-Pig
comics.
did, but
Yeah, no, it's not like Miles Morales was original for that
Oh,
movie.
okay.
He's
So,
been pretty established.
never mind then. But so does that count? I don't know. But it's arguably like you can't. It's a good game. I think people
Yeah,
generally agree
definitely.
on that. I don't know about the second one. Did people the
I don't-
PS5 one
You're talking
people-
about,
the one thing-
you're talking about Spider-Man
PS4
Miles Morales for the
and
PS5.
PS5? I'm talking
See,
about
that
both
that
games.
Miles Morales is not based off the movie. Like, absolutely not.
No.
It's
He's
like
not?
it's
Okay.
definitely a different Miles Morales because like
Except for the fact that you can get the movie suit and it actually gives you like the movie's visual
it
effects.
is cool.
That's
yes,
really cool.
but like I'm saying, like,
Like,
the thing, the
that's pretty
character
cool.
Is
Miles
not the
Morales
movie
from
character.
the PS5
It looks
game
pretty sick.
Cool.
is not the character from the movie.
Okay.
You know what else I think of is Jumanji.
Jumanji
Jumanji was a
was-
board. Jumanji was originally
Board game
a
turned
board
movie?
game turned
I think
movie.
board game movies are interesting because there's Battleship 2 is really cool.
Yeah.
What?
I thought Battleship was cool.
Okay, so but first Jumanji,
They turned the Battleship game into a movie.
Yeah.
they did.
They're gonna turn chess into a movie now.
I will get to that because I watched it sadly.
Well, there are chess movies, but
But so Jumanji originally was a board game, and they made it into like a really weird video game, and they made the movie,
yeah,
and then they made another video game, and then they made the newer movies,
they're pretty good.
they're actually pretty good.
I saw them. I like them.
Yeah, I love the cat.
I like
Jack,
Jack
Black as like a female girl.
Yeah,
like
Jack
that's,
Black is
he is a
pretty
female
killer.
girl, but like his soul is a female girl. Battleship.
Female girl.
As opposed
Female
to like
girl.
a male girl.
I think you mean a teenage girl.
Yeah, whatever. Battleship was awful. Aliens. It's not about the board game. It's not about aliens. The video game is not about aliens. The movie was about aliens. The U.S. military fighting aliens. And they have some of the cheesiest lines. It's time for the battleship to take part.
Yeah. It's like
It's time to sink this ship.
That's so cringe.
Watch the movie.
I watched. Okay, to be fair, I watched it when I was like 12, and I remember thinking it was kind of good. But
That reminds me.
Sunk there.
We sunk their battleship.
What's the movie that's kind of like Jumanji, but it's the
Oh,
other board
Zathura.
game? Zathura.
I really like
love that
Zathura.
Zathura's
movie.
good.
That
I
shit
don't
slaps.
remember that.
All I remember is them hiding in the closet. That's all I remember.
The
I
what
don't
were the
remember
creatures
that
called?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You should rewatch it. It's really good.
Zorgons.
Zorgon. I just
I
remember
remember
them hiding
prominently the Zorgons because when I was like elementary school, my best friends Shane and Tyler and I played the game every day where we just did imaginary stuff on the playground all day.
Yeah,
nice.
And we each had our special power. You know, oh, I control Venom and I control Spider-Man powers. And I was like, yeah, I've got an army of Zorgons from fucking Zathura. That was my special power when I was a kid. So I have like a deep-rooted emotional connection to Zathura.
Rooted
We
emotional.
did that, but we did Gundams.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't done a Gundam movie.
You know, I was just thinking, we're talking about video games based off of movies.
Yeah.
I think one of the best examples I can possibly think of is Alien Isolation.
Oh
That
yes.
is a
Yes.
amazing game based off of
Absolutely.
Ridley Scott's
I peed
original.
myself playing that game.
It
was
is
terrifying.
Scary. It's horrifying. It is a scary
Like
ass fucking game.
you think you're safe?
No.
You're never safe in that game. If you sit on the main menu for too long, an alien pops out.
Like
It's like
it probably is the best use of video game AI as well. Like,
Yeah.
I think maybe one of these days we should have an episode on video game AI.
Oh, that'd be good.
And we're gonna spend the whole time talking about that
Video
game
game,
because
we gotta talk
it
about
is-
Halo.
It is
Halo, ooh.
insane. I actually have something interesting about Halo and Doom, actually, in terms of video game AI. But that's
We'll
not,
save it
that's
for
not the
another
point.
episode.
Yes.
We'll save it for
Next
another
week, next
episode.
week.
That's about AI.
Next week.
Yeah, Doom AI is very interesting how they programmed it, but
Pokemon
another
AI.
episode.
Pokemon AI on the other hand, who's the most super effective move all the time, even if it doesn't work.
Just gonna keep using Dragon Dance. That's all I have.
That's how they beat the Twitch plays Pokemon.
I know.
Oh man. All-terrain
Let's
internet.
see. Any of these games get turned into movies?
Mario,
Does Donkey Kong count as
Link
Godzilla?
has no movie. Aren't they gonna make a Metroid movie?
Are they?
I heard about that.
they were like that was they've been talking about doing that.
They
but,
do an Animal Crossing one?
I don't think they can find the right person
Pac-Man?
for it.
Pac-Man Pickles.
What is it? The
Mega
the
Man?
woman who played
Excuse me?
Mega Man?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Brie Larson. They wanted
Brie
Brie
Larson.
Larson.
Brie Larson wanted to be Samus. She's
Yeah.
like, I want to be Samus. And it's like,
Why won't they
bitch,
make?
get the fuck out of here.
I'm afraid for them to make a Metal Gear movie.
Metal Gear lore is forbidden. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't understand it. Somebody tried to explain it to me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I remember
I just like when Snake says the funny thing.
I'm afraid.
Ugh.
I'm gonna be
Nice
honest.
cock.
I just play like
Kojima,
the
baby.
metal. I
Right.
just play like the Metal Gear with Raiden. I didn't even play like the actual like metal,
snake
like
ones?
the solid
Yeah.
snake ones. I just played it with Raiden. I thought it was really cool. 'Cause he has a sword.
Wario movie. Wario needs a movie.
Yeah. Was
Wario movie.
Based Wario movie.
Yeah.
Can't think of
Sword.
What other video game movies or video games based off of movies?
Make me a Kirby movie.
Cool.
I mean, there's so many. It's just like
I mean, we talk about.
I
Street
feel like
Fighter,
a lot
the
of them are
movie,
just
the game.
so forgettable. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like they make a game based on a movie, and you're like, all right, that's shovelware. I'm not playing that.
Pretty much about every
At least
big,
nowadays.
like Disney, Pixar, any of those releases always has a few games associated.
Disney
with
Infinity,
it. Disney Infinity,
which was based off of
they
all
marketed
Disney
the shit out of that.
properties.
They
Dude,
really
what
wanted
you
the
didn't?
Skylanders
I
thing
still
to-
don't understand what the game was. What did you do in the game?
I don't know.
I mean, there was that Mickey Mouse like painting one.
Oh,
that
Epic Mickey!
That was Wii era,
Actually,
and that
played
was
the shit
pretty
out of
good.
Epic
I
Mickey,
heard.
yeah.
Yeah, that was Wii era. So,
Nice game.
and then Epic Mickey 2 with Oswald.
I mean, was it big? Was that big?
I don't know. All I know is people like the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know about the second.
Yeah, I
one.
thought it
There
was
was
pretty
a
good.
whole lot of stuff for the first one for the
Yeah.
Wii.
I just want to point out, this says about friendship in video games, and Stay Alive in war games is under it.
Would you say Scott Pilgrim is about video game culture?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Movie?
Yeah.
100%.
And then there's the game. Is the game based on the movie, or is it based off? It's based off the books, isn't
It's
it?
based off the comics.
Yeah,
but
okay.
It's like a weird combination.
Speaking of,
Scott
I
Pilgrim.
bought the physical copy of the Scott Pilgrim game for Switch.
Oh, cool.
That comes with a reversible cover where he does the Sonic.
the adventure.
The Sonic
I think
Adventure
my
pose.
favorite-
I think that's so
I
fucking
really
funny.
like how I sent you guys the Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2, and then I saw it, then immediately after I
You
saw
saw the McCree
I saw the
redesign?
McCree read, and I'm like, what? He looks the same. He looks the same.
What I just thought
like-
of is that they made a Devil May Cry anime based off the game.
Yeah.
It was actually really good.
The thing is, like, I feel like when they do animes based on video games, they tend to be pretty alright. And I think that might just be a cultural thing because Japan tends to have a lot of
Show.
They just keep it there.
Japan
This
tends
is
to have a lot
ours.
more respect for like video games as a
for their
media.
own stuff.
There's
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers Super Show an anime.
That's not an anime. That was made in the U.S.
The Mario anime.
The
Donkey
Zelda
Kong.
CDI.
Mario anime.
The Donkey Kong anime.
The Donkey. Oh my God! The Donkey Kong Country
No!
TV
Oh my
series.
God! How did we not talk
the
about
Donkey,
that?
Oh.
The Crystal Coconut. They look the Crystal Coconut.
Haven't I been a good enemy to Donkey Kong?
K-Roll is pretty good. Though.
This is a thing.
Yeah.
must
Oh yeah.
watch
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
we actually have to show
It's
you it
terrible.
I
Arrow.
must watch this
because it is actually like it is. Oh my God.
And it's old though.
I'm
Wait,
making
how
a
old
list
is
of
this?
things I need to watch that are probably gonna scar me.
Oh man.
Shpo.
Episode 1, full episode.
I can't, dude. Just show him like a screenshot. Just show him
No,
some
no, he has
screenshots.
to see a full episode.
We're not gonna watch a
I'm
full
not gonna
episode
watch
on
a full
stream.
You
episode.
have to see what it looks like.
Okay, full screen it. Full screen it. Look at that. Look at
Oh!
that. Look at that.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Don't show me that. I remember that.
Why?
I don't want to watch that again. That stuff haunts my nightmares. Oh yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Trust me,
No.
you'll get used to it.
Ugh.
Oh, put it away. Put it away.
Can we please? This is worse than Jimmy Neutron.
Oh,
I think
that's
they
so
used.
much.
I think they used some. I think they used mocap for it.
Horrible.
Some.
They
They definitely used mocap for it.
Makes my skin
But-
crawl just looking at her.
It's really gross. Imagine the actors doing that.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
You'll get used to it.
Oh.
German movie.
German movie. Among Us movie.
Shut the.
I saw a clip where German was saying, he said, I should stream Among Us and I should title it, the Among Us guy streams Among Us. And he's like, I'd probably get 100,000 viewers. And I think he's right.
He
That's
probably
the scary
would.
thing. I think he's right. And then he said, I'm
He's
going to ban.
never
And then he
played
said,
the game.
and then afterward, ban every new person who joins. He's never played it, I don't
Yeah.
think.
I don't know. Do we have anything else to talk about for video game movies, video
I can't
games?
think of any.
So I think, if you guys are ready, I'm ready.
I
to
think
move
the
on.
general consensus is typically the generic ones are not good, but there are exceptions.
Yeah.
There's some really good ones like Alien Isolation,
I think
Spider-Man, but the Spider-Man's a little debatable.
Yeah.
Superman 64.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you for that.
But again, is that based off of Superman comics?
I don't know. I think the biggest thing to take away is that anything with good story can
That
be
was a cool
translated,
course, though.
but it depends on how much you're willing to put into translation. You know, like a good video game can be made into a movie, and a good movie can be made into a good video game.
Yes.
But if you're not willing to put in the effort as the creator or the adapter,
Please don't do it.
You can't do it.
Please don't do it.
Don't even touch it. You'll
Yeah,
scar the community.
you just
You'll make them not want a good one.
You'll taint it, and that's just so bad.
Let it sit.
Yeah. But to move on a little bit, we're gonna get into our more casual section where we're gonna talk about what we've been playing recently and what we're looking forward to. We got a lot of games on the horizon at the moment. So,
Like what?
Where's the direct? Wasn't there?
Yeah, and how many games are on the horizon, Nathan, that you're excited for?
I could.
Can you count them on your fingers?
Like,
Can you count them on one hand?
I can't think of any games, but I can think of a lot of new updates coming up for not necessarily
That works.
Nintendo
Okay,
games,
okay,
but
okay.
like
They don't have to be.
so Smite just released Tiamat.
It's a new character?
Yeah, she's a new.
Oh, okay.
It's a new pantheon. They basically added another pantheon.
Mm.
It's a game about the gods fighting,
Yeah.
and they've been adding different pantheons.
What's
They-
Pantheon?
It's like the Greek pantheon, like Zeus, like the gods in the realm.
Right.
So you have like the Greek, Roman.
Oh, so they added a whole new branch.
Yeah,
of
they
gods.
added. Yeah,
Oh.
they've been doing that. So they went like Celtic.
Oh.
They went
nice.
Voodoo.
Ooh.
Now they're doing Mesopotamian.
Is Smite
Ooh.
the one that had crossovers with TMNT and Avatar?
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
yeah.
That's
Actually,
kinda
that's
cool.
what got Eric into the game.
Ooh.
Because you can play as Aang.
Yeah, you can
I mean,
play as Aang, Zuko. There's like a Blue Spirit, Korra.
Yeah.
And you have all 4 Ninja Turtles. But they recently added Tiamat, and I know this doesn't mean a lot to you guys, but she's a stance switcher, which there's only a few of those in the game. But she has she's very different from any other character. But the whole lineup of gods sounds absolutely amazing. Like, you have Gilgamesh, the hero among men.
Gilgamesh.
You have...
Gilgamesh.
Oh, also, they also added Arthurian.
Gargamel.
Like, they added King Arthur and Merlin to the game.
Oh.
They're adding Morgan Le Fay to the game. The Morgan is Celtic. She's a Celtic god. But they're adding her interpretation through Arthurian lore.
Mm.
And then they're adding some sort of banshee to the game. And then they're also...
Have they put Jesus in yet?
I was
No.
literally going to say what they have here.
I don't think they're going to touch
I
that.
literally was just
They
thinking, I
have
was
to.
like,
They have
I'm
to
gonna-
put the
I'm
12
gonna hit him with a
apostles.
slammer. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God! For our fighting
Moses.
game, for our fighting game, we
Jesus
have to have
Christ
Jesus
himself.
Christ.
Jesus Christ himself. It's got to be the black Jesus in the slow. The,
We got to petition. They got to put Jesus in.
They
the
got to know. I don't want them to do
bring
that.
Jesus Christ. in
How
this
many
fucking game.
games is Jesus in?
Probably not a lot.
Okay,
Should be
Google.
in
I'm afraid to know. But anyways, they're...
How many games is Jesus in?
There's gonna be so many shitty like Flash games
Yeah.
that are made by like a church.
I'm afraid to know.
There's
God mode, upcoming Jesus game.
List of Christian
I am-
video games. Wikipedia.
Christian video game.
I gotta see
No,
it.
okay. You guys know shit, Mega
Slovenia?
Super Mega. They're like it's Chris and it's the guys who used to be
Ross.
editors. No. Super Mega.
Ross
Shit.
is
Let
on
me
Super Mega.
Google
No, I
this
know
before.
Super Mega. Yeah,
They used to do a bunch of stuff with the Game Grumps. They used to be editors for the Game
and
Grumps.
yeah.
Um,
What about him?
Yeah, they
Matt
just
Watson
added a
and
bunch
Ryan
of gods
McGee.
to it.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
Well,
Matt
they
and- okay.
they
Matt and
put
Ryan,
out
yeah, two
every
guys.
year.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
sort of have like a lineup.
So,
and
what
they
about-
don't
They always play
necessarily-
this like Christian games, really funny.
They don't necessarily
Um,
give away who the gods are. They just sort of give like an outline and like a description of the god. They're adding Atlas to the game. The carrier of the universe.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
insane.
like
That's sick.
that
I like
is
that.
cool.
Can we pause for just a second to note that in 2013 we had Jesus Christ RPG, Baby Jesus Christ RPG, and Rise Jesus Christ RPG all in 1 year?
We had the Great
Journey
Bible
of
Race.
Jesus, the
The
calling.
binding of... Oh.
The Binding of Isaac is a Christian game.
I guess it's...
Super Bible trivia.
What I hear about that
technically.
game, that
It has
does
a
not
lot.
sound like it.
Technically,
Oh,
it
has a lot of
Christian
All aboard the
imagery.
ark.
It is very
anti.
anti.
Yeah.
As I would say.
There's
It
a
is-
lot of things in that game. If you
Dude,
don't play
They
that
kind
game,
of just shit talk it endlessly.
There seems to be a series. Let's see. where is it?
Sight's Adventure.
Noah's elephant in the room. All aboard the Ark. Noah's bunny problem.
There was a
Critical
This scares me.
played this uploaded this
Jesus
one
in the
game
Matrix.
where it was like Noah, it was like Mario Kart, but you were riding the animals from Noah's Ark. So you would literally just be like racing the animals to Noah's Ark, and I was like,
my goodness.
it was
no.
really dumb.
God.
Let's make a Christian game.
Yeah, it's like
I don't want
I
to be
can
on
think
that list.
of Rainbow Six Siege. They're adding
Christian game.
Christian game. They're finally adding a drone that blows up.
nice.
Like people have been asking for that since the game came out, and it's in like year
4?
5.
5? Probably 5 now.
2015, right?
Yeah, so
That's 6.
So year 6. Yeah, we're in year 6, season
my
1.
goodness.
They're finally adding an operator.
Season 1?
Yeah.
They do seasons.
Oh,
here.
no,
per
so
year.
season-
Excuse
so
me.
year 1.
I understand.
Yeah,
I was
season
like, this
one.
is still season 1?
Well, yeah. So yeah, the way they put it out is like
Gotcha.
there's four patches, or there's 4 big drops every year,
Right.
With either 1 or 2 operators. Why is there 1 operator? I don't know why. Everyone hates it. But finally, it's a operator who has a drone, and the drone can finally explode. Like
Right.
they haven't done that yet, and
Crypto.
it's been 6 years.
Well, crypto doesn't
My,
do that.
my drone can't explode.
Need
It
EMP.
can't be. But you know what? You just reminded me. You said like the repository for Christian games. You know who used to make
Yes,
Christian
I know. I was thinking
games
about it.
to
Yes.
spread the good word of
I know who did
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Chris Chan?
Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, before. So Five Nights at Freddy's was the first game he made that wasn't
wasn't a
about
Christ-
spreading
That
like,
wasn't
the
a
word
Christian
of
game.
Christianity.
And the game
All of-
before it actually had a very similar aesthetic.
all of the other games he made were all about spreading like Christianity and like religion, and then he made Five Nights
The
at
game
Freddy's, and,
before
like,
it-
hey, we like this one.
The game before it had animatronics in it.
yeah,
And they were like beavers.
Doom
Wow.
Eternal is a Christian game.
Doom Eternal's a Christian game, that's true.
Yep.
Changed my
That's
mind.
true. That's exactly what
What are we talking
They,
about?
they just
Christian
announced,
games?
like,
Jesus is
they
behind
showed
it.
up.
Castlevania is a Christian.
Castlevania's a Christian game. He
I
throws
think
a
it's
cross.
so funny that like literally Simon and Richter from Smash Brothers are canonically like classically Christian. like,
Classic.
Yeah.
like they believe in Jesus Christ.
They
Is
throw
Wario
a cross.
That is
Catholic?
where their power
Wario's
comes
Catholic
from.
because he's
Is Wario Catholic?
Is-
Why do I
Yes.
think Wario is Catholic?
yes, he absolutely is
mustache.
Catholic.
Is it?
It's the
Regardless.
mustache.
Dude, I don't know
It's
why. I
the
have like this
garlic.
deep-seated belief that Wario has
I
to be
like his,
Catholic, and I don't know why.
He has
I
to be.
like
I don't know why I think
his
that.
all better.
His
I don't
what?
know, man.
His
He's
old
Look at him.
brawl.
Did you
His
see
old-
him
oh, way
shake his
better.
butt right there?
Oh, dude. He does that.
I mean, Halo.
What was like? Oh, they announced a new Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's like first person now.
Oh, there's a VR one.
There's
I
a
thought
VR
they were
one.
all first person.
Yeah,
Well,
they
technically,
are.
but no, this is like first person interact. You, instead of sitting in one place like a camera, click the button. Now you're actually walking around and exploring a place.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty good.
But
Halo
Infinite's supposed to come out at some point.
Really? It's still
At
happening?
some point, it's supposed to come out.
Eventually.
Doesn't everyone hate it?
I like it. I think
Like,
it's fun.
I thought
There
everyone
are
was
What was it
shitting
that
all
they did?
over it.
What
I
was
mean,
it?
like,
The
People are
sprinting or
only
the-
mad about it because
Oh, 'cause
it's
the guy, the one
no,
guy
no.
looks really bad.
There's the one guy who looks really bad, the one brute.
Yeah, he looks like a
like
Kombat.
Master Chief looks really good.
No,
They're,
he
they're,
looks good.
they're complaining that it doesn't look next gen enough to be their big system selling next gen
graphic
game.
game.
I'd much rather have a
No,
stylized
the
game.
game looks really fun. Like
Yeah.
gameplay looks good, and people just shit on the graphics so much that Xbox got butthurt and canceled it so that they could rework the graphics.
No. You have to fix what you gave us in Halo 5.
It looked like they did. It looked like
They
Halo
have
gameplay.
to just retcon that entire game. And you know
Yeah.
what? You know what? Retcon Halo 4 too. Go from Halo 3 and start from there, because Halo 4, okay, it's an alright game. Halo 5?
Is a
How
dumpster fire.
dare you give me that game with that lore? Halo Infinite. I'm very passionate about this.
Could be good.
He's
Halo
read
in-
every Halo book.
I do. I literally have like
He knows
everything Halo I know. Like
Yeah.
it's sad. But Halo Infinite, I liked how it looked. Master Chief, they brought back the original looking Master Chief.
I know. He was looking really green. I liked
Few,
it.
Yeah.
few updates, love it.
I thought the grapple hook was okay. Like,
Grappling hook, like I don't care.
more movement
Cool.
is generally a plus for me.
Yeah,
So,
like more movement around. Like, I mean, honestly, like Halo was just good. Halo was fun because like you're literally running through enemies, just like chopping them down because you're just like because you
Super
can.
Soldier.
But like I don't mind the jetpack and the grappling hook and
I think
everything
specifically when he like uses the grapple hook to like grab an explosive barrel, and then fucking throws it like
I
Donkey
love
Kong.
that.
That was sick.
I love
Donkey Kong.
like you feel like a super soldier.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a problem with that.
Donkey Kong was in pixels. God damn it. He's like, that's a big monkey, and Donkey Kong was up there throwing barrels.
Did that just hit you?
It just hit me.
The barrel.
You remember that?
Public service announcement: I hate Adam Sandler and every movie he makes except for like three.
Even Click.
Click,
There are
come on,
three.
man.
There are three good Adam Sandler movies.
Which are?
50 First Dates.
I love that movie.
It's a
That
good movie.
movie's
That's a
The
good
great.
movie.
Longest yard.
I haven't
Wedding
seen that one.
Singer.
I like
the
the
Meyerowitz
Longest Yard.
Chronicles. I don't know. You guys probably haven't seen that. That's an artistic one that David recommended. It's actually really
Which
good.
one? Which
Oh.
The Meyerowitz Chronicles. I
Is that
think.
the one where he reads a story?
Oh, I like. the
Wait,
story.
is that's
Sounds
another
like
one?
some-
There's
Yeah.
also the other one that I think is good is what's it called? Give me a sec. I can do this. Thinking Adam Sandler, scanning my
You know
brain.
who I always mix
The
Adam
Waterboy?
Sandler?
No.
Have you seen that?
Punch
Waterboy.
Drunk Love. Punch Drunk Love is pretty good.
Honestly,
Those three movies I've never seen.
I know that shitting all over Adam Sandler is like really popular, but I think that the reason why everyone hates his movie so much is I would say it's less his fault and more like the movie's fault. Like, the
yeah,
scripts.
absolutely.
'Cause I
Yeah.
think Adam Sandler's fucking hilarious. Like the stuff that he does like on his own, that's like not like movies that like scripts are written by
But
other
it's, like,
people,
it's
are really
just-
funny.
They're so
I haven't seen it,
soulless.
so I
They're so
They
cash
put
grabby, and they're
him in,
usually
like,
written by
pictures,
him.
they're
and then
horrible.
it's like garbage.
It's like,
right?
oh, that's a
think-
big
But I don't
movie.
think it's his fault.
Oh, I
I
don't
think
think
if
I will
you
say that.
give him like the room to just do what he does,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just like
I always...
Okay, but like the thing is, a lot of the really bad Adam Sandler movies were written by Adam Sandler, like
Oh,
Jack and Jill and Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Well, Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2 are
Apparently Grown Ups
less
are
bad,
they're okay.
but like Jack and Jill,
I always...
dude,
I
I
don't know why.
can't.
I always think Adam Sandler, and I mix him up with... Who's the guy? Oh, it's the guy in the Santa Claus.
Tim Allen.
I always mix him up with Tim
Yeah.
Allen.
They look nothing alike.
I know, but I always think... I just think they're
Marcus,
the same guy all
I
the
like
time.
Tim Allen. I like Tim Allen.
Did you
Tim
say
Allen
you
I
don't
like.
know what Jack and Jill is?
Don't you dare show me anything.
I'm not going to show you. I'm going to tell you. All right. Think Adam Sandler playing himself and his twin sister, and they fart and burp in sync.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop.
Yeah,
Nope.
we gotta picture that now.
Don't need no, I don't, because I can just think of him in The Longest Yard, and it's like this is funny.
It's fine.
That movie's great. I love that movie.
Okay. Anyways,
So we've gotten a little bit.
Video game.
We've gotten a little off topic.
Enough about Sandler.
Manuel, what have you been playing recently? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, you guys know I've been playing Apex quite a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah.
and like that new season,
Give me a Titanfall.
really good. Titanfall?
Give me another
Any
Titanfall.
No,
Give me
no.
another
Honestly,
Titanfall.
Oh.
I haven't been playing a whole lot.
You do
So-
get a skin if you play Apex on the Switch. It's a Pathfinder skin. It's like the red one, except it has white on it. So it's red and white rather than just red. It's the same skin though otherwise. So that's what you get for free by playing on Switch. Anyway,
Just by downloading it?
I don't
I
like
think
it. I
just
don't
by
like it.
downloading and
No.
playing it,
Log
you
into
get
your
it.
account.
Is it
I
because
think so,
like
yeah.
the contrast?
I might do that.
It's the
Titanfall
contrast
and-
between Titanfall and okay, so Titanfall. If you played Titanfall when it came out, it was amazing. It was like there was no campaign.
Yeah.
It was all multiplayer. But when they got to like the very end of it, the game was amazing. Like it was so much fun. The accessibility and the customization for your Titans. You had 3 Titans, but you could basically make them whatever you wanted. Titanfall 2 came out. They actually give you a real story.
Yeah, the story in Titanfall 2 is the
story
standout
was
thing.
Fantastic. But they gave you 7 Titans. 7? Yeah. 7 Titans. Not a lot of
Well,
customization.
okay.
There's a lot of skins.
You know what the biggest problem with Titanfall 2 is? Is that the publisher put it out there to die.
I know.
The publisher decided to release it alongside Call of Duty and their competing like other FPS titles. They put it out in the worst possible moment with minimal advertising.
Yeah.
It's the same way. If you guys know Treasure Planet, that old movie.
Yeah.
The people who made that movie were so passionate about it. That was the movie they wanted to make since the day they went to like film school. And they basically made a deal with like Disney that if they like nailed Lilo and Stitch and all these other movies that they wanted to make, that they would let them make whatever they wanted. And then when they finally got to that point, they were like, Disney, now you got to pay up and let us make our movie. Then they didn't advertise it all, and they put it out to die to say, oh, well, you guys sucked at it, so we're not going to let you make any more
If you
movies that you
told
want to
me
make.
the movie was straight to DVD, I would believe you.
Yeah, because they didn't advertise it because they wanted it to die.
Treasure Planet.
The movie Treasure Planet.
was good as fuck.
Yeah, it was a great fucking
I
movie.
very much like that movie, and I like the music in it.
Yeah.
Like,
But
I need
Disney
to see
put
it,
it out
but
to
I know
die.
it was
I
really
know.
good.
And it's the same
But-
thing with Titanfall 2. They
But,
put it
like,
out to
so
die
the
because
thing
they
that
didn't
made-
want to pay the
The thing that made
creators.
Titanfall different, though, was the mobility. the mobility setting and being able to, drive a giant robot. Like, that's what made the game fun, but it was the mobility setting and, like, the different guns, like the smart gun was amazing but terrible because it was too overpowered. Apex,
That's
I mean,
the
they
general direction.
just took the mobility and they added just characters to it.
I can see how someone
It's
who's
like
like,
they chopped up the mobility and
I
gave
can
it to
see
characters.
who they would say, "Oh, I'm a Titanfall fan," and then they play Apex and they say, "I don't like this."
Yeah.
I can see how absolutely Titanfall fans don't like Apex, and I would totally believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like
It's different.
it is so much different. Like, I get why it's fun. The mobility about it is fun, but that came from Titanfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's by the same people
It
that
is.
made. Is it
Yeah.
by Respawn?
Yep.
So it's like I get it, but
It's just I feel like it's a lot more profitable and they really needed the win.
Oh, yeah,
for
no.
how Titanfall
I mean,
2
it's
went.
in the Titanfall universe, isn't it? And it was
Yeah.
supposed to be Titanfall 2, and then they were just like, let's make it a battle royale.
Well,
instead.
I thought it was supposed to be Titanfall 3, and then they made it a battle royale.
And a free one at that.
it is.
It
Anyway.
was supposed to be a
it is
Titan. It
free.
was supposed to be a mainline Titanfall game, and it is still in universe for
Yeah.
Titanfall. But they just like were
Mhm.
like, let's make it a battle royale.
But like now, especially because I still play Titanfall 2. There are still a lot of people playing,
Yeah,
especially
it's still
on
alive.
PC. Like
I
I don't play the multiplayer. I just play the way Frontiers Defense.
Mhm.
I find a match in like 30 seconds. There are still a ton of people playing the game because it's so much fun. But it's like, nah, Apex Legends.
Yeah.
I'm just angry about it.
Yeah.
Avery, my good man.
Yeah.
What have you been playing recently?
Apex Legends.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. David or Emmanuel, did David tell you what we did yet?
No.
Okay.
2 wins in a row.
So we got 2
Yeah.
wins in a row.
Nice.
I'm so-
nice.
No, it was David, Evan, and I. So we
Cool.
broke the trio curse. We won on trios.
Nice.
It was David, Evan, and I. So we got 2 in a
Okay.
row. I'm liking Watson now. Watson's really
Just
good.
like Watson,
I got
I
my
didn't
cool
love
skin on
Johnson.
crypto. I'm
You got a
happy.
cool skin on crypto.
Play that shit all the time now.
You got
Um,
skins in the game.
but otherwise, I've been playing. We tried Deep Rock Galactic.
It was okay.
It was fun. It's just gonna get real boring real fast.
Yeah,
I can feel it.
Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't worth spending money on
No.
for me. That like free weekend, like 4 hours of it that
It
I
was
played,
plenty.
perfect.
If
Yeah,
it
perfect
if
amount.
it was free again, I'd be like, oh, let's hop on, let's play some more. You know.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm totally good.
Yeah.
Should play more Left 4 Dead.
That's what I was gonna say. It
Yeah.
makes me want to. I want to play some more Left 4 Dead.
That's really
We'll
fun.
have to do some of the workshop campaigns or whatever.
I love Left 4 Dead.
What else have I been playing?
I love
That's about it.
You looking forward to anything? Big man?
Okay,
Big
I'm
boy?
looking forward to. Ready? I'm gonna list out everything that I'm looking forward to. It's gonna one
Long
hand.
list, long list.
Can you count them on one finger?
Hollow Knight Silk Song,
Oh, wow.
Facts.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Uh-huh.
There's new Binding of Isaac DLC coming out.
Ooh.
I already said Breath of the Wild 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon, both of them. I'll count that for one because the second one, 2022, far off. Don't know.
Snap?
Yeah, I don't really know if I'm gonna get it. Like it looks fun, but
Yeah,
like
let's see.
it maybe I'll get it, but you know, I
Oh,
mean,
By the way, so you know how in Pokemon Legends the starters are Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil?
yes, I saw.
There's a reason that it's like because the first one, Rowlet is the archer,
He's the archer,
and then
there's-
Samurott is the samurai. But the reason that it's Cyndaquil, who evolves into Typhlosion, is because his name in Japanese translates directly to Shogun. It's the
Nice.
Japanese word for Shogun and Shogunite,
there you go.
so that's why he's
Makes
the
sense.
warrior.
He's the warrior. Makes sense. I think I don't know. It's a tough one between Typhlosion
It's
and
not something else.
What?
Decidueye for me.
Typhlosion is my favorite starter and my second favorite Pokemon in general. So
Yeah.
easy
There
money.
you go. But
Plus,
easy,
they finally put him on fire again. He looks good again.
I think it's
Yeah.
easy to say that nobody will be picking Samurai.
yeah, gross.
Oshawott.
I'll be that one.
You'll pick Samurai. You like
I'll
Samurai?
do it.
I don't like any of those stories.
You don't like
You don't
Cyndaquil?
like Cyndaquil?
It's like whatever.
He's fine. I don't like.
He's not a
good.
naked rat anymore. He's on fire and
He's on fire
everything.
now. That's good.
The models are just too ugly for me to like any of them. They're the models, the same
good
ugly
point.
models they've been recycling for the past 20 years.
Thought of a few more. So, they added DLC to Doom Eternal.
Oh yes, I saw that. Is it good?
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
it very much adds to the story.
Okay.
It very much adds to the story.
And they
There's
have
a
more
part-
to come, right?
There's a part 2, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be coming this year. Like the first part, spoilers. You know who Samuel Hayden is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a god.
What do you mean?
Oh, I understand
the
now.
robot guy.
It was kind of hinted at, and then it
He's
makes
essentially
sense. Yeah.
a god.
He's a god, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to punch him.
Because
A lot.
basically in Doom Eternal, the reason why you're so powerful is you have God-given powers, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so
You're blessed,
turns out,
just like Simon Belmont.
just like Simon Belmont, turns out the guy who blessed you is Samuel Hayden.
Simon Levin.
Nice.
Yeah,
the robot in the first
there's
one.
there's a huge revelation. It turns out he is the one that gave you those powers because it was the time that was needed. The my car or whatever you say it, they weren't doing things right because they were just sort of executing they were just basically making all these planets go extinct, and they're and he's like, I need you to do this. I need you to just rip and tear until it was done. And it's like, well, now I'm gonna rip and tear you, good sir.
Yeah. So, but
yeah, there's a part 2 coming.
2.
I don't know what they're doing with it,
well, I don't know where
but
you go.
I'm just excited.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I still need to play Doom 2016 to catch up.
Okay, so it turns
I
out
have that. I bought it on sale.
It
so.
turns
Oh,
out
no plan.
so that the first Doom 2016, because the other 2 Doom games after the first, please don't play those. The first Doom 2016, and Doom Eternal, they're all connected.
Yeah.
They're all connected.
I think Doom 2 is as well.
Yeah, it's the same guy. It is the same guy. He was literally in hell beating the crap out of.
But it's not like oh, Doom 1 it's a retelling. No, that's just a continued he just beats them up multiple times.
They literally sealed him in there, and he's just going around killing all the demons.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we have to make peace with him. We have to make peace with him. So then they seal him away because he's just that big of a threat. They actually betray him. The knights betray him. They seal him, and then it turns out Samuel Hayden led Olivia Pierce to him to awaken him because he was playing 3D. He was playing 3D chess the entire time.
Yeah.
And he has him awakened. He's just like, I'm awake now. You're all screwed because you can't seal him back. He's too powerful. And then it turns out at the end of the game, Samuel Hayden was, because he couldn't control the Slayer, he basically created an evil Slayer.
Oh, so that's probably gonna be part 2 then.
That's probably where they go in part 2. Is that
That'd be cool.
You now have to fight yourself.
Yeah.
Which technically they were already doing this with the Marauders.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's an equivalent.
But I think this will be even better.
Nice.
But no, I would play Doom 2016, but if you're like, you know what, I just want to skip it and play Doom Eternal, absolutely.
Is Eternal
The gameplay in Eternal is just an evolution of what they did in 2016.
Oh my God.
It's 2016 was really good.
If I start with 2016, I'll probably be satisfied with that until I get to Eternal.
Sure.
But if I play Eternal first, then I probably won't want to go back.
Yes, I would say that because Eternal basically will
because
add more
I have
movement
2016
options.
already, I'll probably just play that and ignore
first.
Eternal until then.
So 2016 is a lot of fun. I still go back and play it, but it's really hard to go from Eternal to 2016 because your movement is so different.
It's very different.
It is so different, and you have more abilities in Eternal as well.
Mm-hmm.
It is just, it's really, you have to play it for a few days before you get back to all right, this is 2016, and then you jump to Eternal. It's I can't move. I'm too slow because not only do you have dashes and you have a double jump and everything like that, you have a meat hook.
You have a grappling.
You have a grappling hook that you can swing around with.
But it doesn't. When you play 2016 first, it doesn't feel bad. I'll say that.
No, it doesn't.
It feels absolutely fine.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. Those are games you can just kind of turn off your brain and just do whatever you want.
Just slay. I think
how I told you when we were watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Just turn off your brain. None of this makes sense.
Yeah, we watched Monty Python this last weekend.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen?
I haven't seen it.
We're watching Monty Python.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, cool.
No, I have homework I need to do. After this. I know.
You can't say for a little.
You
while.
haven't
I
watched
see for a little
Monty
bit, but I need to do the
Python and the
homework first,
Holy
'cause dude's
Grail?
Okay.
I haven't seen it. I know.
You're gonna make me cry.
I'm sorry.
Evan,
Yes.
what have you been playing? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, what have I been playing? A lot of Apex, a lot of Valheim. I've been playing hella Valheim. I'm almost actually done with the game. I have beaten 4 out of the 5 bosses, and I'm
There are
almost...
only 5 bosses?
Yeah, but they have already released a developer roadmap, so they are...
No, I've seen the roadmap. It looks really good.
Yeah,
honestly.
they're
Like,
planning on working on new biomes, new bosses, new armor. What I'm really excited for is like the ocean update. They're planning like a ton of sea creatures, like because right now there's like basically one sea creature,
the serpent.
Serpent.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking.
That was
meme.
a surprise. When it
At first it was scary,
Caleb and I,
but
yeah.
now it's a huge fucking meme. Like literally, so there's this item called the Abyssal Harpoon, and you literally stab it in the head and you can drag it around. Like you literally just pick it up and walk around with it. The live monster, and it can't hit you if it's on the ground. Like, so you literally just, like, if you see one, it's like, oh, get his ass! And then, I hook him, and then we go to, like, a shore, and I just drag him up onto the shore, and I throw him on the shore, and I just watch him squirm around. And it's literally just, like, he's just
That
stupid
gives
now.
Because I remember
for Ark. That gives me hope for Ark, because if you play Ark, you hate yourself.
Yeah.
You
Monkey
literally
Army.
hate yourself. Like, Genesis Part 2 came out. We're not even there. We're not even near Genesis yet. Like, we're still on Arboration, and then there's a bunch more DLCs before Genesis Part 1, and then there's Genesis Part 2. But that gives me hope for Arc 2.
With
Oh
Vin
yeah,
Diesel.
with Vin Diesel.
With Vin Diesel.
Because, like,
Diesel.
Arc 1 is literally just, like, a hot mess. It's fun,
Yeah.
but it's just, like, a hot mess.
Yeah.
Literally, we were playing it just on the island. We go into the tunnel to fight the Overseer. The game glitches out, and we lose all of our tames. So then we basically just broke the game, put in, like, this is what we want. Like, we want, like, a level 2 million. Like, there are these things called giant they're basically Bigfoots. I was like, I want a level 2 million giant Bigfoot. I can't say the name. There are, like, level 600 Gigasauruses in there. They're supposed to be, like, the hardest things. I've slapped in them for like 2 million damage,
Oh my goodness.
and it's like
Big Dick
they
Johnson.
can't fight it. But that Valheim gives me hope. It
Yeah,
gives
hopefully.
me hope.
It's really fun so far. So I'm thinking, like, because Caleb and I are almost done with it, so I'm thinking, like, we should start, like, a new one to where we can, like, all do the game. Like,
Yeah,
through
because
the
I know
beginning.
Nate wants to do it.
Nate wants to
was
do it?
tell-
Nice,
Yeah, Nate was saying he
nice.
wants to do it. David might do it. I don't know.
wanna do
David
it
said
too.
that he would play.
I want to play it.
Yeah,
Emmanuel will
I
do
mean,
it.
my
I'll do
problem
it.
is, like, I'm not going to be playing
You
it
guys just,
with
like, you
guys
stayed up
every
for so
single
long
time.
and did so much that I felt like I couldn't jump into it a little bit.
The thing is,
Like,
we have so much, like, gear, like, just for backup that you guys could jump in at any point. But that's what I'm saying, like, we should, because Caleb and I are basically done with the game already.
Nice.
So we should do, like, a new server with all of us.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know, like, Nathan, you host it, so that, like, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, that's smart thinking. That's
So
smart
great
thinking,
to go
actually.
in.
Yeah.
Nathan, you hosted that way.
But if
Well,
any of
we
your
can't
ship,
play with that.
but if
Do you
any of
think
your
they're
ships go
gonna-
missing, just know they're probably in the sky somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
Valheim is going to come to like
amazing.
consoles at any
It
point?
is.
It is.
It's on Xbox and PS.
Valheim's on
Valheim
Xbox.
is on
I thought it was only on
Xbox.
PlayStation.
Xbox, yeah.
PlayStation? I
It's
swear to
definitely
God.
not.
Dude, it's only on PC.
Is it? I will
I-
Google this right now.
I can tell you that it's probably not on Xbox. 'Cause if it was, I would have already bought it.
Yeah.
It's
To
probably
get away
not.
from art.
Yeah, it's
It's a very good example of, like, a survival game like that, you know?
Done right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so is
Ark isn't.
Terraria.
I always look at
Terraria,
Ark and I'm always like,
yo,
oh,
I
this
need
looks
that shit.
fun. And then I hear it's like, okay, it's heavily online PvP, and there's all these like, it's
like
a
Rust.
lot. It's like Rust, and I don't like that. I want where it's not.
Ark is
want
unforgiving.
not
Like,
that.
okay, if you play it with people and you get to share the misery together,
Yeah.
it's fun.
It's
Right.
tolerable.
It's tolerable.
So I don't mind. I don't mind unforgiving a little bit. That's okay. I don't like the online PvP.
So, like, but you don't necessarily have to do the online PvP.
You don't have
You
to.
can do your own server.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
that's what we do. We do our own server. We don't
Okay.
have to deal with anyone.
So that's what I like about
because
it.
if you do the online server stuff, like we've done online server stuff, it is the most terrifying thing you
Yeah.
could think of in PvP. You literally could spawn into the server, wake up in handcuffs in a cage, and you could have a blood syringe in your body, and they're just siphoning blood off of you, or they're gonna feed you to their level 300 giga, but you get like a 1 minute time to run, like, or they could put you in front of a giant cannon and just shoot one cannonball at you. Or if you're in Arboration, you can spawn in. There's a crab. You can get a giant crab, and they'll just chuck you into the radioactive area.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you don't have to do the PvP,
but it's maybe not that that's gonna get you.
It says that they have plans to bring Valheim to Switch, Xbox, and PS4.
Oh.
I
Okay.
know there were
I just knew
plans
that it
for
wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I
there
thought I
no
read
time
something
there?
about like people playing.
Time
on
frame?
the-
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, it's still an alpha game.
Yeah, right.
Like,
that's true.
We keep talking about it like it's
See,
still
so
full
notice,
release
so
good
you
game.
have Valheim,
So was Ark.
and that's that's alpha, and we're like, this is pretty good. And then you have Back for Blood, and that was alpha, and we're like pre-alpha, and we're like, yeah, not that good. Also I learned something. Apparently, why it's possibly not good is because of EA. Or excuse me, yeah,
Wow.
no, it's Warner Brothers.
So
Excuse
shocked.
me, it's
This
not.
is
It's
my
not EA.
surprise
My bad.
face for
It's,
EA.
it's Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
It's
Well, they're
WB.
monetizing it. It seems like
Exactly.
pretty heavily.
And so I think it's maybe not them, but it's Warner Brothers that is part of the problem.
that
but still,
it's bad.
that presentation, that initial presentation where they talked about it,
Yeah.
so strange how they talked about. And we're going to release new characters.
Who was it that
for
played
sale.
the game? It
There's
was
gonna
like
be
Smosh.
Yeah.
It was Smosh that played it.
Why did they get
Why did
Smosh?
they get It was like, oh.
Cool.
EA should have stuck to sports games.
Yeah.
The sports games are just reskins every year, though.
They should have stuck to sports
they-
games.
Yeah,
So angry.
you're right.
There would have been so many more games. EA's like, we're gonna buy all of these, and then they're just gonna fire everybody.
You got Star
Pretty
Wars, right?
Dude, they
And
did
then
for a
it
while,
rolled.
not
You know how
anymore.
many Star Wars games they scrapped before Battlefront came out? They scrapped like so many games before Battlefront came out, and Battlefront 1 was
Oh, the Last Jedi was fun. When it wasn't glitching, it was really good. It was really
yeah,
good.
because they had a whole like they basically
video.
just bought a division
Yeah.
to do that sole game. That's it. There's
Exactly,
no
that's the only
multiplayer. in it. It
reason.
is single story. That's it.
Speaking of single developer doing something for a big company, I am so excited for the Pokemon remakes, specifically because Pokemon is not making them. I think that's great.
Oh yeah,
It's Ilka.
Junichi Masuda is still the he's the head guy.
Junichi
but-
Masuda, I think from what I understand, didn't he usually do music?
No,
No?
Masuda. I think he might do some music, but no, I don't think he normally does music.
But, like, it's not Game Freak and it's not the Pokemon company making these games.
Was it Junichi Masuda? with them?
I'm
maybe
pretty
maybe
sure-
I'm talking about the wrong guy then.
I'm
It
not
was-
sure.
Well, it was
I know
one
that
of their,
whoever did music for, like, the old ones is now, like, head developer for this. too.
basically the
Like-
head guy for original Diamond Pearl is still the head guy for this one. However, the team is not, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's
Which
not.
is
The
good.
Pokemon company is hands off. It's Ilka time. I don't even care what they've done.
They made Pokemon Home, is what they did.
Sure, that's fine.
Which looked pretty
It's
good.
fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not them.
Yeah.
You know what I've been playing recently?
What? Mother 3.
Mother 3. I gotta tell you, after playing Omori, I was so starved for a game of that nature that Omori was just fantastic. Like, I still think it's a really, really good game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Mother 3 is still my favorite game.
Yeah.
Still my favorite game by a mile. Something about it is just so satisfying and fun, like the whole way through, and the story is so engaging, and like everything about it. The world is so fleshed
I
out.
still gotta play.
Dude, I'm telling
Oh,
you.
we all gotta play it.
I'm
right?
telling you. If you like Undertale,
Okay.
I'm
Delta
sure I'll
Rune.
just do
I
like
like
a
Delta Rune.
playthrough on Twitch.
I
and
wouldn't
then-
complain about
and
I
then
think
force them not to play it. Just like
No.
have them, like scream at us like, no, don't do
Don't
that.
do that, don't do that.
We gotta do that.
Yeah.
but I think
Just duct
specifically
tape.
I think you might actually really like the combat mechanics. It's like it's got depth in a normal RPG sense, but it's also got if you just want to like get good at the actual mechanics of it, of
Right,
the
bum,
rhythm
bum,
stuff.
bum, 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 right.
It's really fun. I was terrible with it my first time through the game, but now I'm like getting a lot better at it. I've actually landed like 5 or 6 16 hit combos, which is the maximum. And it feels good. It's cool.
Nice, nice, nice.
But I've been playing that. I've been playing Apex, Snaky Bus,
playing
very
Apex.
Oh,
fun.
Snaky Bus, right? You were telling us.
And I'm looking forward to the Pokemon games and
Yeah.
Knockout City and Breath of the Wild too.
Knockout
You know,
City,
all the
Breath of the
standard
Wild.
stuff.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite. But
yeah.
anyway, I think it's about time we wrap this up.
I think so.
What do you
It's
think?
been 2 hours. I think we're good.
2 hours.
I'm kind of hungry.
2 hours 11.
I've got an hour. I've got an hour and a half drive home.
Feels impossible.
That's pretty
So,
fun.
yeah, it's been a pleasure, you guys. I think next time we're going to be talking about maybe AI in video games. We could do an
Yeah,
episode on
I
that.
think that's a good
It'll
one.
be fun.
Yeah. What games have good AI? What
Yeah.
is a good
Got a lot to
AI?
talk about,
All
yeah.
these different things that make a good AI.
Halo.
And we will try to be on our regular schedule, maybe on our regular Monday night. Possibly that would be cool. But
We'll see.
yeah, just
So we're all feeling.
See you guys next week, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
All right, bye
Bye,
guys.
everyone. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Do a good